Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the Redevelopment Commission meeting, special meeting, for May 19th to order at 6:35 p.m. Please rise for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get a roll call, please?
Robert Carnahan.
Here.
Julie Rivera. Here. Nicholas Recupido.
Here.
Chuck Becker.
Here.
Greg Parker.
Here.
Mary Joan Dixon.
Here.
Richard Field.
Here.
I am present. Ben Eldridge is absent. John Grushka.
Here.
Tim Kubiak.
Here.
Nick Mager.
Here.
Mindy Ray. Here. And David Austin.
Thank you. All right, we'll start out with new business. Item number one, resolution number RDC 2026-01, 2027 budget year assessed valuation within the consolidated Cedar Lake 133rd Avenue Economic Development Area allocation. Kind of play on words, sorry about that. Should we have the reading first, Mr. Austin? Sure. Mr. Parker?
Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana Redevelopment Commission, resolution number RDC 2026-01. A resolution of Cedar Lake Redevelopment Commission concerning the 2027 budget year determination for the need to capture incremental assessed valuation within the consolidated Cedar Lake 133rd Avenue Economic Development Area allocation area and all matters related thereto.
Thank you. Mr. Austin, description on that then?
This is the annual consideration of the resolution declaring the intent of the town after excess under Indiana Code 86-7. We do this every year.
Anybody have any questions? All right, be looking for a motion to approve.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion to approve resolution number RDC 2026-01.
I'll second it.
Right, we have a motion to approve by Mr. Recupido, seconded by Mr. Becker. Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan.
Yes.
Julie Rivera.
Yes.
Nick Recupido.
Yes.
Mary Joan Dixon.
Yes.
Greg Parker.
Yes.
Chuck Becker.
Yes.
Richard Field.
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Item number two, resolution number RDC 2026-02, 2027 budget year assessed valuation within the Route 41 South TIF District allocation area. Mr. Parker.
Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana Redevelopment Commission, resolution number RDC 2026-02. A resolution of the Cedar Lake Redevelopment Commission concerning the 2027 budget year determination for the need to capture incremental assessed valuation within the Route of 41 South TIF District allocation area and all matters related thereto.
Thank you. Mr. Austin, so same thing, just different area?
Different area. We have two of these.
Okay. Looking for a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number RDC 2026-02.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion to approve by Mr. Recupido, seconded by Ms. Rivera. Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan.
Yes.
Julie Rivera.
Yes.
Nick Recupido.
Yes.
Mary Joan Dixon.
Yes.
Greg Parker.
Yes.
Chuck Becker.
Yes.
Richard Field.
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Reports, Town Council, anything for RDC?
I will speak on behalf of Douglas MacArthur Elementary School. The principal, Marion Buckle, is retiring as principal, and Thursday, May 21st, 5:30 to 7, there'll be a retirement reception for her. So anybody that's interested in going to the school, it's open to the public.
Okay.
And I sent everybody the newsletter
Thanks, Bob.
from May 8th.
And we do not have the liaisons on this one. This was a special meeting just to handle these resolutions. Due date, we did not state that earlier, June 15th. felt that we should have this in a special meeting instead of doing it the normal first meeting of June, just in case, ran into some hiccups with anything. That way it'd give us a little bit more time to, take care of it.
And Monica told me she sent, the agenda to, school reps.
Yeah. All right, town attorney. Clerk treasurer?
No report.
All right. Okay. I had no written communication. Public comment for Redevelopment Commission? Any public comment? Third call? Anybody online?
No one online.
All right, public comment to this meeting is closed. Next meeting will be June 2nd, 6:30 PM. This meeting is adjourned at 6:41 PM. Yeah, we'll just Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the Utility Board meeting for May 19th to order at 6:41 PM. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get a roll call, please?
Robert Carnahan.
Here.
Julie Rivera. Here. Nicholas Recupero.
Here.
Chuck Becker.
Here.
Greg Parker.
Here.
Mary Jo Dixon. Here. Richard Field.
Here.
I am present. Ben Eldridge is absent. Tim Kubiak.
Here.
David Austin.
President.
All right, thank you. Consent agenda, item number 1, minutes from the February 17th, 2026, March 17th, 2026, April 21st, 2026 meetings.
I'll make a motion to approve them, and great job, Jennifer, on getting all caught up on those.
Soon it'll be the same way for town council, promise.
All right, we have a motion by, Bob, do we have a
I'll
second?
second.
Okay, motion by Mr. Carnahan, second by Mr. Recupero to approve. Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan.
Yes.
Julie Rivera. Yes. Nicholas Recupero.
Yes.
Chuck Becker.
Yes.
Greg Parker.
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon.
Yes.
Richard Field.
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Moving on to new business, introduction to sewer system development charge. Sue,
I'm here.
how you doing?
I'm fine. Let me find it. Okay, in your packet, you had, the, proposed system development charge. First off, I'd like to make notice on it that this is not a charge that would be applicable to current customers. They, are not subject to the system development charge as they're already on our system. This is only for new customers coming on growth. I don't know if anybody had any questions from what I put forward,
Yes,
but, go ahead.
I do, Sue. I went in and talked to Jen about this today, and she said you would have to answer the top portion of this. It wasn't real clear, but I understand it sounds like below for the different sizes of pipe, there's a different, price.
The water lines, yes, that is how we set this up originally. Keep in mind that the system development charge came about prior to us owning water utilities. So you had to have an equivalency, measurement there, and that equivalency measurement is your size of water line, not your size of meter, it's water line.
Right.
And you can see the flow ratios there. So the calculation, the systems development charge per ERC, equivalent residential, customer, is the, 5/8 3/4 inch water line, and that is a flow ratio of 1, and therefore in this calculation, using all of the West Side Sanitary Sewer Interceptor, costs, all of the additional treatment capacity as indicated in item B, note B, and then we subtract off the contributions in aid of construction, which is your system development charges that we have accumulated and paid towards those projects. But basically, we've only paid it towards the Interceptor project, but that's an offset, because if we've collected it, we're not allowed to include it in the calculation. What we did is I verified the equivalent residential customer divisor, and that is hang on a minute, the gained capacity of 2 million gallons per day divided by design per ERC, which is 310 gallons per day. So we have capacity for 6,452 ERCs with all of those two projects above in lines 1 and 2. And then that works out to the equivalent residential customers of 5,537. And that is your 5/8, 3/4 inch water line. Then the 1 inch line is 2.5 times that. And the 1 1/4 inch line is 4 times that. And anything larger than that, we would calculate using the flow ratios that we get out of the AWWA manual,
All right.
American Water Works Association.
So the standard resident is probably the $5,537?
Yes, so it is, and
And-
that compares to the current rate of $3,500.
All right, and then the 1 inch, it'll be 13,843, and the 1 1/4 will be 22,148, and that's only on new construction.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, Sue, I don't know if you want to explain the process moving forward as far as, there's a timeline now that takes place, right, with anybody that, would dispute, or how did, I can't remember exactly our conversation that we had a couple weeks ago about that.
What'll happen is we have to, with your recommendation to council, which you'll give today, hopefully, then council will schedule it for a first reading and public hearing, and then we'll have, if it is approved, it'll move on to a second reading then, and then it'll be approved. This is all subject to David chiming in and telling me I've got something backwards. But, and then we have a wait period until it goes into effect. You have to give anybody a chance to remonstrate against it after you've approved it.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Yep.
Sue, Nick here, good evening.
Yes.
I just had a question, so you know, everything's based off an ERC. How does this impact commercial and industrial?
Commercial and industrial, it'll be based on their flow, the flow ratio of the water line that they put in. Just to give you, I pulled some flow ratios for larger water lines. A 2-inch water line would be a flow ratio of 8 times the 5,537, and that would equate to $44,297. All the way up to a 6-inch water line, which is 50 times the ERC ratio, and it is $276,856.
Okay. What would we be using a 6-inch water line for?
Good
big,
question.
isn't it?
Well,
One of those data centers or something?
Well, I guess.
Sorry.
Lord, I don't even know if they...
I'm joking. Yeah, okay, Sue. So it's all gonna be based off of the size of the water line and flow ratio?
Yes,
Okay.
and I will reiterate that the reason we use water line is because not all of our sewer customers are on our water. Hopefully, all of the new developments will be, but we don't know. So to keep it fair and equitable with what we had previously presented, we kept it on the water line.
So if you were on your own private well, I assume the 5537 would, apply as this is proposed?
Yes, I
Okay.
would believe it would be. Tim, we've had that conversation before, haven't we?
Yeah, just a standard, I mean, it depends on
Yeah.
the well, but a standard well, yes.
Yes.
There's, you can do a larger well, which we would take into consideration at that point in time, but normally a standard well, we count, a 20-gallon-a-minute well pump, and standard well counts for the same as a standard 5/8, 3/4
Okay,
meter.
very good. All right, thank you.
And one other thing, just for the benefit of the audience, anyone that pays this fee, it's just a one-time shot when they bill.
Right.
And they don't continue to pay that on a yearly basis.
Correct. Any other questions for Sue?
No, sir.
Right, what's the council's thoughts on this? Like, looking for a recommendation to council? And this would be put on the next meeting, or is that
No,
too soon?
it's on for today.
It's a discussion item, I think, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's just an introduction on town council again.
Okay, I thought it was to take action.
If you're looking for a motion, Mr. President, I like the idea, I like the fact that this is a way of avoiding having to charge the current property owners for expansion that they're not gonna use. The people coming in are gonna have to pay for the capacity they wanna use. With that being said, I'd make a motion to, you want a favorable recommendation to the town council, is that what you're looking for?
Yes.
I'll second
I
that.
can make that. Okay.
Okay, writing this down real quick. Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Recupero, seconded by Mr. Parker, to give a favorable recommendation to council for the introduction to sewer system development charge, that as stated in our packet. Correct?
Yes, sir?
All right, roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan.
Yes.
Julie Rivera.
Yes.
Nick Recupero.
Yes?
Chuck Becker.
Yes.
Greg Parker.
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon.
Yes.
Richard Seal.
Yes, motion carries 7-0. All right, thank you, Sue.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to item 2, West Side Sewer Interceptor Project 2, pay request number 5. Neil?
Thank you. This is a routine pay request number 5 for the West Side Sanitary Sewer Interceptor Project 2 for Gatlin. The amount is $494,633, and they are about 70% complete with the project. And I can update later under sewer projects, but they will be back to work once INSCO completes their work and the detours the Monday after Memorial Day. Any questions?
Any questions for Neil?
No, sir.
All right, guess we're looking for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the pay request.
I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion to approve pay request by Ms. Rivera, seconded by Mr. Parker. Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan.
Yes.
Julie Rivera.
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero.
Yes.
Chuck Becker.
Yes.
Greg Parker.
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon.
Yes.
Richard Seal.
Yes, motion carries 7-0.
Neil and Dave, are your is the microphone on? Cause I got a text message from somebody, it wasn't.
Look for the green light.
Is
I
that-
will speak louder.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he's not, I don't see one over there.
Okay, you don't have one, Neil, so.
No,
You're gonna have to scream.
responded with, apparently.
All right, that's all I had, sorry.
All right, thank you. Item number 3, Reichelt Plumbing, final invoice totaling $185,200 for lift station number 3, Moore Street, Forest, Maine. Tim?
Is this just the force main or the?
All of those invoices, because all of them say lift station number 3, Moore Street, Force Main.
Did you not get those split up once?
I did, but if you look under job, it says lift station number 3, Moore Street, Force Main.
Well, these were 5 separate invoices, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was the force main tie into the manhole at the end, the force main across the road into lift station 3, and then, some of it was changing the check valves and the, gate valves inside lift station 3, and then there was some new check valves and piping at lift station 7 in Robbins Nest that they did also, so they kind of clumped all the jobs into one deal. I think there was one more.
Or 6 total.
Without having them in front of me. Robbins Nest was one. I'm trying to think of
Robbins Nest was the 12,000.
So Jennifer, is there a difference then on how this gets billed out then?
It's all gonna get paid out of the same fund. When I looked back through minutes, the only thing that was previously voted on by the board was the, 44,500. So since all of them came at once together and is totaling over 185,000, I wanted the board to confirm payment of all.
Okay.
They broke it out by
Yeah.
invoice.
There's 5 invoices.
Robbins Nest Lift Station,
6.
change order 2, wrong basis were supplied, these were additional cost incurred for 147th Court. Sanitary sewer line stop at Moore Street Lift Station. Sanitary sewer Moore Street Force Main. Sanitary sewer 147th Court Lift Station valve and pump change out. That all sound right, Tim?
Yep, and that,
Change order 1 addition 12x6T and 12-inch valve with piping to install permanent 6-inch bypass at Moore Street.
and that was at the lift station on Morse there. We put in a new bypass for emergency pumping while we had it tore open, so. Yeah, these are, all these were good. We had a couple change orders to the actual Force Main project, and then there was the Robbins Nest, and then there was some work at lift station 1 in South Shore also that was into that whole total.
And
For
the
some
total,
reason, they billed it all in one bill, and then Jennifer we had them split it all up, which it is split up in the writing, but they all still say Force Main.
They're all still
More.
Yeah, they
coded
all
under
say
the
lift
project
station.
of lift station number 3,
each of them has
so.
a different figure. She's got a total for all of them.
Correct, and they are all sewer related, so.
What was that total again?
185,200.
On the agenda.
And that's about what we figured that work was gonna be.
Yeah, everything there was the same. The Robbins Nest added that extra, and then that 6,800 for the bypass that we did while that was dug up, we added a new, so we could shut those 2 pumps off and then have a new place to pump the bypass into the new Force Main, which we didn't figure in originally. It kind of came to light as we were doing it, so.
Any other questions?
No, sir.
Guess looking for a motion to approve then?
Make a motion,
Go ahead.
okay, I make a motion to pay Riker Plumbing final invoice totaling $185,200 for the lift station number 3 on Moore Street. Force Main,
And all the other invoices that.
that's the total. Those invoices all total that amount, correct?
Wait, we have a motion to approve by Ms. Dixon, seconded by Mr. Becker. Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes?
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Richard Dean?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Moving on to reports, item number 1, written report, A, fund report, clerk treasurer.
Cash
Jennifer?
and expenditure reports were previously sent out to you all.
Thank you. Item 2, consultant staff report, A, engineering sanitary update. Neil?
As mentioned earlier, the website sanitary sewer intercept for Project 2 is about 70% complete. They are on schedule, and for Project 3, We are on schedule for design and permitting, and then we had a wastewater staff meeting a couple weeks ago regarding moving forward with bidding on project 4, where we don't, bidding on project 3 where we need no easements, and then consideration for project 4, working with developers and the county for the right-of-way area south of Lynchway moving west and then further north from there. Any questions?
Any questions for Neil?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. Okay, water update, Seabell. I received email from Kevin Baldwin. He did not have an update at this time for water improvements. We did have the purchase of the parcel for water. We actually are having that closing tomorrow. I signed the paperwork today for it. So once we get that, then we will have more to report on with any improvements moving forward, especially with that site. Director of Operations, Mr. Kubiak.
About 2 weeks ago, they started hydrant flushing on the west side, so that's going according to plan so far. The lift stations are they're going to start cleaning the lift stations here next week, so going through those and getting them cleaned out for the season, and then we're still waiting back to get some quotes on the lining for that sewer main just west of Fairbanks over there going through towards Edison, that area where they found that spot, so they're waiting for some quotes on that. So hopefully next meeting we'll have something for that.
All right. Any questions for Tim? All right, thank you. Move on to Town Attorney. All right. Move on to item number 4, JMOB report. We really don't have anything else yet with any JMOB stuff other than with the ongoing litigation that we have. Dave, I know that I seen that email, that discovery stuff now moved back to December, I believe. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And were we going to try and schedule a JMOB meeting ourselves? Because it's in our hands now, if there was to be one?
Well, I'm really not sure what we're doing with that right now. There hasn't been much of a communication still. I don't know how that will go. I don't know how else to say it.
Everything's been funneled through litigation.
So we're not at a standstill.
Kind of. Now, Neil, question for you. With some recent emails we've seen with these flow projections and stuff like that, you were not getting any responses yourself either from Lowell, were you?
Correct. MROs in response to their analysis from early 2024 and our response to them regarding the long-term control plan, the non-road policy documents from IDEM, and then comparing the flows from 2008 through 2024, which were essentially identical, even though you increased customers by 40%. But that's also probably the work you've done on the east side interceptor and then some work you've done on the west side, removing I&I through the lighting projects and the manhole rehabilitations that were part of that 2023 work. So we're seeing a very beneficial flow analysis, but we're also seeing no responses from what we've submitted to them based on their analysis.
Okay, and after speaking with Sue today, and I also spoke with Tim, as far as the certifications go, so back in early 2024, we received that chart with the subdivisions that were approved, roughly 1,400 still outstanding. I did tell Tim today that Sue requested getting the information as far as where we at with how many of those 1,400 are online now. And so I guess we need those numbers, because, Neil, I don't know if you want to explain a little better on how those calculations work with planning and stuff, and then once they come online, on usually that number, actual numbers are lower than projected?
Yeah, what I can say is that, document that was submitted to Lowell was done separate from me. It was done by staff at the time.
Mhm.
I think it was probably 24 at the latest. But what you're seeing is you have to permit about 1,252 gallons per day, which is 310 gallons per day per user with a peak factor of 4. But what you generally see from the data we've reviewed since prior to 2008 is Cedar Lake's in a position where you have generally 280 gallons a day. Lowell's slightly higher, but they are a CSO community, combined sewer overflow.
Mhm.
So those have to be termed in the permit process, but in actual usage, they tend to be reasonably lower. And the fact that they're a CSO community and use the active flow process with the EQ basins on Morse, just south of town, and the 14 or 15 million gallon EQ basin that they have at their facility, which we still don't know if that's operational or not, because unfortunately, we're just not getting any responses.
Mhm.
You have a good capacity in terms of equalization between the two communities, approaching 30 million gallons, which is significant.
Okay.
But I will say, we did get the April report, which we haven't been seeing these lately.
Yeah, and I still think there was a couple we were missing, or did
Yeah,
we get those finally? Was it December, or?
December of 2025, correct. I have not seen that one, Bob, so if you got it,
They sent it to me.
okay, I'd love to see that.
So. All right. Any other discussion before public comment?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll move on to public comment for utility board. Name and address for the record, please.
Margaret Marriage, 11727 West 124th Place. Couple of questions. This new fee for new builds, number one, is the moratorium on buildings still on?
Yes.
Okay. Number two, that money would be collected ideally from the builder, who will pass it on to the homeowner. Who's monitoring those funds and the receipt of those funds? Where does that go?
Hi, that's my job.
Okay.
It goes into Fund 631, which is the System Development Charge Fund. So it goes into a specific fund that can
For
only be
development.
used.
Okay,
Mhm.
great answer, thank you.
And just to be clear too, that's on new development
Yes.
for building, just so we
Yes.
know, because there's still the outstanding ones that were already pre-approved. So the moratorium is for new development.
The last number we had was 1,400, not counting what's in pre-platted subdivisions that's buildable.
1,400 that you're gonna collect from? Or no,
That are
1,400 that
already-
are exempt?
They're already approved.
Oh, they're already approved.
They can
Okay.
build, they're not subject to.
That
the
was
moratorium.
prior to the
Yeah.
moratorium.
And did we ever have any type of fee before this? Or did it go from
Yeah.
0 to 5,000, or was it, once
It was
it
$3,500, and now it's going to the,
up,
what?
up
was
like
that?
everything else?
5,537, I believe.
Okay. I don't really understand sewer interception stuff, so but I'm gathering we're kind of still at a stalemate with Lowell, and that it's in the lawyer's hands, and it's backed up in the court system, possibly?
That's the schedule for okay.
Oh, it's not stuck anywhere, we're just waiting for this to go to court?
We're going on now.
Right.
And we'll go on until court here.
And when is that?
Time. Okay. Judge. Have it action.
Okay, so we still have a sewage capacity issue. It's pretty full, from what I understand, and we're just sort of at the mercy of the court system right now.
I think it's more of an unknown on our capacity with you know, as we stated, not really getting straight answers
Right.
from them. And part of the due diligence on our part, seeing what is online now, how do those numbers reflect, come down from what was presented at Plan Commission with the actual true numbers and stuff like that. That's what we gotta compile all that stuff, but yeah, we are kinda in limbo. A lot of, you know, as Dave stated, a lot of discoveries going on, information sent back and forth, fact gathering,
So-
stuff like that. All that takes time, review,
Okay.
so, yeah.
All right, are we using the police and firemen's, this new administration building to full capacity?
The police is, as far as I understand,
Still not the fire?
no.
No, okay. And finally, water. Have we gotten anywhere on building water tower, or, I know we were looking at sites at one point, where are we with that?
So yes, ma'am, that's what I mentioned just a little bit ago. One of the parcels that the town is actually closing on tomorrow, 10 o'clock, I believe, Dave, is, a 3.2 acre site, just south of the water tower by the high school. It's behind the apartments there.
Okay,
So that is, Christopher Burke Engineering was working on a plan, potentially 2 wells, treatment facility, and stuff like that.
okay,
So there was, yeah,
so we're moving along. Okay.
absolutely. And then
All right, Jeff?
there's a few other sites after last meeting, Kevin Baldwin from Christopher Burke did not have any update. But there are four spots that's being worked on. There's one more that they're discussing, fracture trace, with doing some testing out there. We needed to get this parcel closed first, get it out of the
So we
way.
get the parcel closed, and then it's,
And then we start design and stuff like that, and then this all fits in with the master plan, with the water master plan.
Yeah, and there's been test wells, Doug, that have shown a lot of capacity and good quality water at the sites we're looking at, including the site we just purchased. So it's not like we bought the land and haven't done a test well and
Right,
it's dry
right.
as the Sahara. There's
and
water.
you said that's behind, south of the high school?
It is, east of the high school, and you know where the water tower is right there?
Yeah,
So between the water tower and the apartments there,
got it.
there's basically a rectangle, 3.2-ish acres.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, second call for public comment for utility board. Third call? Anybody online?
No one online.
All right, public portion of this meeting is closed. Are we gonna want to have a recess?
5 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna have a 5-minute recess before council. This meeting is adjourned at 7:13 PM.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Town of Cedar Lake Town Council meeting for May 19, 2026. Would you all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for an opening prayer. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pastor. Good evening.
Hey there, good evening. Thank you for having me. So let's go to the Lord in prayer.
Would you state?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
your name and-
Yeah, my name is Jared Bryant, and I serve at Bethel Church here in Cedar Lake.
Thank you.
So, yeah, thank you. Let's pray. Father in heaven, most holy God, we thank you for this opportunity to gather here tonight. And Lord, we fully acknowledge and admit that everything is for your glory. So this meeting, our words, our actions, may we do it all for your great praise and honor and glory. God, I pray for wisdom for the council and all the elected officials and members here who have a tough job, God. They need your wisdom. They need your discretion, your discernment. Father, we want to see this community flourish and thrive, as I know they do as well. So, Lord, we pray for your blessing, your hand, your grace upon them. Thank you for the confidence that we can come before you now in prayer, and we can come at any time before you because of the confidence we have through the blood of Jesus. Father, we love you, and we thank you for this time to gather together. We pray all this in the name of Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, this meeting is called to order at 7:30 p.m. Roll call, please, Ms. Sandberg.
Robert Carnahan?
Here.
Julie Rivera?
Here.
Nicholas Recupero?
Here.
Chuck Becker?
Here.
Greg Parker?
Here.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Here.
Richard Field?
Here.
I am present. Ben Eldridge is absent. John Grushka?
Here.
Tim Kubiak?
Here.
Nick Mager?
Here.
Mindy Ray?
Here.
David Oshel?
Thank you.
Before we get started, I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda to discuss a Board of Safety matter.
I will second that.
Okay, we have a motion made by Ms. Rivera, seconded by Mr. Teal, to amend the agenda to add a Board of Safety matter to a new business item. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Field?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. That will be discussed as new business 1A. Kevin? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay,
If we can,
towards the end.
well, it's during the donation,
Okay,
if you can give us a moment.
sure. Okay, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Excuse me. Approval of minutes, January 20th, 2026. Claims, all town funds, $580,966.78. Wastewater operating, $701,109.30. Water utility, $40,574.89. Stormwater, $77,321.20. Payroll, 4/23/26, 5/1/26, and 5/7/26. The amount of $714,465.94. And April remittances, $212,511.13. Number 3, donations. In-kind donation from Edwin C. Moody Jr. Memorial FOP Lodge Number 173 of food for Sergeant Fisher's retirement party. In-kind donation from Cedar Lake Chamber of Commerce for 200 American and Indiana flags. Donation of $1,124 from Law Enforcement Partners for K-9. And 4 manual journal entries, April 1st, 2026 to April 30th, 2026. Before I solicit a motion, Mr. Toth, did you want to present something to us?
Sure.
Okay. Sure, yeah. In regards to the donation, and,
Oh, do you have this, Kevin? Yeah. Okay, so this is for the minutes. If you could pass it for the minutes. Thank you.
Good evening.
good evening.
On behalf of the Cedar Lake Chamber of Commerce, I'd like to read a letter that I handed out to all of you. On behalf of the Cedar Lake Chamber of Commerce, we would like to present the town of Cedar Lake with $2,000 worth of state and national flags. Thanks to Chairwoman Shelley Faber for seeing the project through. A special thank you to the American Legion Post 261 of Cedar Lake for their generous donation, and a thank you to Holiday Liquors, the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Area 2529, Tim O'Connor with the Eagles, Richard Henn, Shelley and Fred Faber, Terry and Valerie Broadhurst, Lakeshore True Value, and Cedar Lake Forest. We are still accepting donations to continue collecting state and national flags for the town. If you would like to donate, donations may be dropped off at the Chamber office. Sincerely, Lynn Spink, Secretary of Cedar Lake Chamber of Commerce. And I think you guys have already gotten these, but I brought a couple of these flags that we've been collecting or they purchased, so we'll give those to you. That's not
Thanks,
$2,000 worth of that you already have.
Thank you.
So there should be more.
We thank the
These
chamber.
are well for the 250, right?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have the consent agenda, and once again, thank everybody for their generous donations. They're much appreciated. We have a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
To approve it.
We have a motion made by Mr. Becker to approve, seconded by Mr. Parker. Any discussion?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
In the claims I see, we're paid out $1,845.56 for repairs, like oil changes and, front and rear brakes and, rotors and stuff like that. We've advertised for a mechanic, which, the salary is $64,168, and if they got a CDL, they'll get more money. I talked to Tim, and he said since we advertised with Indeed, you've got about 3 applications?
Yeah, I think we got about 7 applications, we've got 3 good ones that we're gonna call in for interviews, so.
So hopefully we can reduce that cost. Then, one other thing here. Republic Garbage Service, for, the month of April, we paid out $137,421.44. Your bill will go up, starting in June, by 89 cents a month, due to the fact that we've got an increase from Republic. And the contract is coming up shortly, Jen?
I believe we are in or about to begin our optional year, so end of this year, beginning of next year, or you'll want to start working on that.
And, if we decide, open that up to bids, it was in the contract that they had to have a small truck to go up our narrow roads. They don't even use a small truck.
Yes, they do.
I've never seen it out here.
They use it over there at Cedar Point Park,
Yeah, that's
and
what we were told.
Cedar Point Park and over there behind True Value. They pick up the recycling, they go dump it, they come back with the same truck, pick up the garbage. They dump it. Me and Nick, we had a meeting with them.
That's why, no other company wants to bid on our contract.
But you can't get, if you go behind Cedar Point Park, there's no way you can get a big truck.
And that one time we found GMI, I was amazed, and they helped cut our costs, or we'd have been paying a lot more money today if we hadn't hooked up with them, but they ended up Republic ended up buying them out.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking to save us money any way I can.
I like that, Bob.
Need to get a couple garbage trucks.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Field?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Ordinances and resolutions. Number 1, ordinance number 1528, adoption of meeting quorum rules. Attorney Austin, we talked about this yesterday, still needs an adopted reading? Okay, all right, very good. So we had the first reading, which was approved. We'll need a reading by Mr. Teal, by title only, please.
Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, ordinance number 1528, an ordinance establishing quorum voting requirements for boards, departments, and committees that are part of Cedar Lake municipal government, repealing all ordinances and town code sections or portions thereof in conflict herewith and all matters related thereto.
Thank you, sir. We've had a second reading. If there's no other discussion, is there a motion to adopt 1528?
Make a motion to adopt 1528.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made by Ms. Dixon, seconded by Ms. Rivera to adopt ordinance number 1528. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mayor John Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Seal?
Yes.
Nicholas Rakupido?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. 1528 is adopted. Moving on to number 2, ordinance number 1529, job description amendment for administrative assistant fire. Mr. Teal, by title, please.
Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, ordinance number 1529, an ordinance amending ordinance number 1150 as amended from time to time, being an ordinance establishing job employment descriptions for the employees of the town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, repealing all ordinance and town code provisions, including town ordinance number 1064, and all matters related hereto, amending the job description of Fire Department Administrative Assistant job position for the Town of Cedar Lake Fire Department and all matters related thereto.
Thank you, sir. We've had the first reading of ordinance number 1529. Is there, anybody have anything they'd like to fill us in on this? Jennifer,
Yeah, I
would
can
you?
go ahead with a description. So this is an amendment for the job description for an administrative assistant within the fire department. The fire department is ready to move forward with restructuring within their department, and so that includes the creation and addition of the position of administrative assistant. So the actual exhibit, the job description itself was effort between Chief Mauger, myself, and Town Manager Eldridge.
Okay. Chief, anything to add?
As Jennifer stated, we reviewed both the documents in front of you and agree on both of them.
Okay, very good. Attorney Austin, this one, as well as ordinance number 1530, are they both two reading ordinances? Two reading? All right, thank you. Okay. We've had an introduction and a reading of ordinance number 1529. Is there a motion to approve the first reading?
So moved.
Is there a second?
A second.
Okay, we have a motion made by Mr. Carnahan, seconded by Mr. Becker to approve the first reading of ordinance number 1529. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mayor John Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Seal?
Yes.
Nicholas Rakupido?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Would we like to consider adopting this evening? If so, I'd be looking for a motion to suspend the rules to allow for a second reading.
So moved.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion made by Mr. Carnahan, seconded by Mr. Teal, to suspend the rules and allow a second reading of ordinance number 1529. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mayor John Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Seal?
Yes.
Nicholas Rakupido?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Second reading by title, please.
Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, ordinance number 1529, an ordinance amending ordinance number 1150 as amended from time to time, being an ordinance establishing job employment descriptions for the employees of the town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, repealing all ordinance and town code provisions, including town ordinance number 1064, and all matters related hereto, amending the job description of Fire Department Administrative Assistant job position for the Town of Cedar Lake Fire Department and all matters related thereto.
Thank you. We've had a second reading. If there's no further discussion, do we have a motion to adopt ordinance number 1529?
So moved.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
No second.
Motion made by Mr. Carnahan, seconded by Mr. Becker to adopt ordinance number 1529. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Raputo?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. 1529 is adopted. You know what? I noticed a problem with this agenda, now that I'm thinking about it. Did I overlook public comment?
Oh, yep.
I don't think it's on here. I'm gonna open up the floor. It's not on the agenda. I guess, we kinda overlooked it, but we usually give everybody an opportunity to speak on agenda items. I apologize, I'm now seeing this, but if anybody would like to speak on agenda items only, now would be your time. There'll be public comment at the end, just on general topics, so. Second call, third call, okay. Public comment on agenda items is now closed. Moving on to number 3, ordinance number 1530, year 2026 salary ordinance amendment. Mr. Teal, by title, please.
Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, ordinance number 1530, an ordinance amending town salary ordinance number 1521, establishing jobs and salaries to be paid certain offices, positions, and jobs within the town of Cedar Lake for the year 2026, and repealing all ordinances or part thereof in conflict therewith.
Thank you. Ms. Sandberg, are you again?
Me again.
Okay.
So there are 3 amendments that need to be made to the current year salary ordinance. The first involving the job position that we were just discussing, so underneath the fire department, the administrative assistant position, a full-time position with an hourly rate of $22.60 per hour, payable 100% from the general fund. Within the volunteer fire department, there was a legislative update this year that goes into effect July 1st for the clothing allowance and the automobile allowance. Those are annual stipends, so that's $250 annually for the clothing allowance and $250 annually for the automobile allowance, again payable 100% from the general fund. And underneath the recording secretary position, you usually see it under page 3 of the ordinance. We're gonna expand that to include IT and administrative support duty compensation. So currently, we have full-time employees that get paid their regular rate if they perform duties as a recording secretary for boards and commissions. So similar, IT is in need support for certain meetings to be covered. So employees performing those duties will be compensated their regularly hourly rate from the appropriate budget, i.e. IT budget, for those services performed at board or commission meetings.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Any other questions for Ms. Sandberg, or any further discussion? If not, do we have a motion to approve the first reading of ordinance number 1530?
So moved. I'll second it.
Motion made by Mr. Carnahan, seconded by Ms. Dixon, to approve the first reading of ordinance number 1530. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Raputo?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. I'd be looking for a motion to suspend the rules to allow for a second reading.
So moved.
We got a race there. I got Becker and Carnahan to suspend the rules, allow for a second reading. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Raputo?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Mr. Teal, please.
Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, ordinance number 1530, an ordinance amending town salary ordinance number 1521, establishing jobs and salaries to be paid certain offices, positions, and jobs within the town of Cedar Lake for the year 2026, and repealing all ordinances or parts thereof in conflict therewith.
Thank you, sir. We had a second reading. There's no further discussion. Do we have a motion to adopt ordinance number 1530?
So moved.
I'll second.
We have a motion made by Mr. Carnahan, seconded by Mr. Teal to adopt ordinance number 1530. Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Raputo?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Ordinance number 1530 is adopted. Number 4, resolution number 1396, a transfer resolution. Ms. Sandberg.
if you want me to.
Yeah, you know what,
You
I'm
want
gonna
me to
have
first?
Rich read that first, that's a good idea, actually.
Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, resolution number 1396, a resolution authorizing appropriation transfers by the clerk treasurer for the following funds during budget year 2026.
Thank you, sir.
Within the general fund, total transfers of $13,000, that is within the planning, zoning, building department, from line 317 unsafe building services to line 315 IT tech services. That's following action you all took at your last meeting regarding updating software within PZB. And within redevelopment fund 404, total transfers of $1,000 from 111 full-time staff to 125 unemployment.
Very good, thank you, ma'am. Resolution number 1396 has been read by title, and an explanation was given by Ms. Sammer. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
We have a second.
I'll second.
We have a motion made by Mr. Carnahan, seconded by Ms. Rivera, to approve resolution number 1396. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Rocupido?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Number 5, resolution number 1397, disposal of town-owned real estate west 129th Avenue. Mr. Teal, please.
Town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, resolution number 1397, a resolution of the Cedar Lake Town Council authorizing and approving the disposal of town-owned real estate located at West 129th Avenue in the town of Cedar Lake, Lake County, Indiana, and all matters related thereto.
Very good, thank you.
This property is going to go to Diane and David Aldridge, and the address is 11336 West 129th, and it's an easement located northwest of their property.
Okay. Could we give a quick backstory on what we got going on here so the public knows why we're considering giving the property up
So
or
do we want-
transferring it?
So Tim, would you like to fill us in, or do you want me to just?
Up to you.
So it's two separate parcels. They were, acquired by the town 2015-ish, I believe was the year, close to it. 18? Okay, sorry. There were some, stormwater issues over in Wicker Meadows, back then. Come to find out that there was an overflow pipe that was not installed when that, retention pond was done, which was flooding the neighbors and stuff like that. In the meantime, when the whole property acquisition was going on back then, the pipe was fixed. There's been no other flooding, so there's really no need for the town to hold on to this for any stormwater related ponds or anything like that. So I don't know what else leaving anything out, Dave, other than
the sole purpose to buy that land was just
for retention pond purposes, yes.
Okay, thank you. Is there any further discussion on this item?
And what kind of cost recovery are we getting?
So we're gonna do a quick claim deed on it, because to abide by the contract for, putting fence around it, the trees and stuff like that, there would be a higher increase to keep it and put up the trees, 3-inch caliber, 8-foot tall trees, fence for 400+ feet at $8 a foot. We are basically going to quit claim deed the parcel back over, and the elders will cover legal fees for the quit claim process and recording fee to be, I believe, $525.
And the town bought the parcel for, was it?
15.
I know it's under
15,000.
20. Okay.
Yeah, it was
Minimal.
purchased, yeah, it was purchased for 15,000, but if we were to go, today and to fulfill the contract, that's not needed for retention, but just to put in a fence and the trees, it's.
The labor.
And the labor and everything, I think, Tim, we were close 40 to 50,000 if the town were to do it, so this is it's cheaper to give it back.
Okay.
Any other discussion?
I have none. Does any of the other council members have any discussion or anything else, Tim?
No, I think Rich explained it, I mean, it's just one of those things that it was told to them that we needed it to fix drainage problems, and it ended up we don't need it, so, after they've maintained it and taken care of it, and they still gotta trim the fence back and get back to where they were before we started, so, it seems like the right thing to do, for sure.
Very good. Thank you. So we've had discussion. Do we have a motion to approve resolution number 1397?
I'll make that motion.
We have a
To approve.
motion. Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made by Mr. Becker, seconded by Mr. Teal to approve resolution number 1397, disposal of town-owned real estate west 129th Avenue. Any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 7-0.
Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
So Attorney Austin, your office will reach out to them for the next steps and get in everything signed over, and thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to Board of Zoning Appeals and Plan Commission. Number 1, acceptance of performance letter of credit reduction for Rose Garden Phase 1 from the amount of $4,688,674.37 to $1,379,021.88. We have, for all these items, we have letters in the packet from Christopher B. Burke justifying the recommendations.
And this one is February 13th.
February 13th, 2026, yes, sir. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Motion made by Mr. Carnahan, seconded by Ms. Dixon to accept the performance letter credit reduction for Rose Garden Phase 1. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Number 2, acceptance of performance letter of credit reduction for Rose Garden Phase 2 from the amount of $1,118,343.44 to $566,849.69. And this is a letter, Bob, from
It's February 23rd to, February 13th.
February 13th. Very good, thank you. Do we have a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion made by Ms. Dixon, seconded by Mr. Teal to accept the performance letter of credit reduction for Rose Garden Phase 2. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Number 3, acceptance of performance letter of credit reduction for Rose Garden Phase 3 from the amount of $1,478,288.97 to $434,790.88.
That's also in the same letter, February 13th.
All right, thank you, Bob. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion made by Mr. Carnahan, seconded by Mr. Becker to accept the performance letter of credit reduction for Rose Garden Phase 3. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Number 5, acceptance of maintenance letter of credit for Lakeside Subdivision Unit 2, Block 1, in the amount of $242,202.16 to expire on May 15th, 2029.
And the letter from Christopher V. Burke is April 10th, 2026.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion to approve this item?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion made by Mr. Carnahan, seconded by Mr. Teal to accept the maintenance letter of credit for Lakeside Subdivision Unit 2, Block 1. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Number 6, acceptance of maintenance letter of credit for Hanover School Corporation in the amount of $33,959.75 to expire on May 13th, 2029.
And the letter from Christopher B. Burke is dated April 27th, 2026.
Thank you, Bob. Do we have a motion to approve?
I got a question.
Oh, sure.
Did it also say, it included recommendation for,
The next one, Chuck.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So moved.
yeah.
Motion to approve. Do we
I'll
have a
second.
second? We have a motion made by Mr. Parker, seconded by Mr. Teal, to accept maintenance letter of credit for Hanover School Corporation. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Number 7, acceptance of performance letter of credit for Hanover School Corporation detention basin work in the amount of $25,000 to expire on May 13th, 2027. Mr. Becker, do you need,
Oh, I got
give us
it.
any
It
clarification?
was just a different amount, that's why it threw me off, it said
And
17,600.
Christopher B.
Okay.
Burke's letter is also, April 27th, 2026.
All right, thank you all. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Give it to Rich.
Okay. Motion made by Mr. Parker, seconded by Mr. Teal to accept the performance letter of credit for Hanover School Corporation. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Moving on to new business, the first item would be the item we amended the agenda for, which is a Board of Safety matter.
Yes.
Mr. Rivera?
I'd like to make a motion to direct our town attorney to review the current Board of Safety roles and responsibilities in accordance with Indiana law.
Okay. Review, Board of Safety, what was it?
Roles and responsibilities.
Roles and responsibilities. And what was that last?
In accordance with Indiana law.
Okay. Very good.
I'll second that.
We have a motion made by Ms. Rivera, seconded by Mr. Teal, to direct the town attorney to review Board of Safety roles and responsibilities in accordance with Indiana law. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Attorney Austin, you'll be able to get us some kind of report on this? Okay. Thank you, sir. New business number 1A, authorization to place the old street sweeper for sale on Gov Deals with a minimum opening bid of $10,000. Mr. Kubiak, would you like to take this one?
It's pretty simple, that's what we're hoping to do, we just wanted to put that 10,000, let you guys know what we're gonna put as the opening bid for now. We've recently probably put 25, 30 grand of upkeep and maintenance and radiator and fixing it, but we kinda feel like it probably will go for 10,000 without any problem. We don't know if we could raise that minimum up a little bit, we were just kinda hoping to move it off while it's working. It's functioning right now. It's operating as it should. We've kept it inside, just like with a blanket over it, hoping that things don't drive it home. But the new one's working well and doing good. So that's just I just wanted you guys to understand what we were gonna try to ask for it. So if you guys, I mean, it's not a lot of money, but we kind of figured like we at least need to get that back. That's kind of what's our hope anyway, but looking for some input if you guys think it should be a little more than that. But just wanted to be clear so you guys understand.
I mean, it's an auction site, so it's a starting bid, so.
Correct. So that's what we thought. Hopefully, we're hoping to.
If you put it too high and nothing comes in, and then that opens up a whole other can of worms when it comes to auctions.
Right.
When you start putting
that was
up higher
exactly it. I mean,
reserves.
I would have loved to have put 30 on there, but it, like you said, with an auction, you could possibly get it, but you know, it's an option, so,
All right, thank you, Tim. I like it.
thank you.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Mr. Teal, seconded by Mr. Becker to approve the placement of the old street sweeper for sale on Gov Deals with a minimum opening bid of $10,000. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Number 2, Shades BC Subdivision Improvements, Part-Time Construction Observation. Make sure I got the right thing in the packet here. So we have a letter from Christopher B. Burke dated April 20th, 2026, laying out the responsibilities of this part-time construction observation with a proposed fee estimate not to exceed $40,000 time and material. Anything else to add? Anything, Tim?
Did you say the letter April 28th?
April 20th?
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I thought you said the 28th.
I might have. Yeah, okay. Is there a motion on this item?
So moved.
To approve?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Mr. Carnahan, seconded by Mr. Parker to approve the Christopher B. Burke Shades BC Subdivision Improvements Part-Time Construction Observation with a amount not to exceed $40,000. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Number 3, approval to use town trademark for town flags.
So we have a trademark that we purchased, and we only have one town flag that we can find, which is the one they put out on the pier. I've asked numerous staff members, you know, where it's at, where they had it printed. We come up with nothing, so I'm asking permission to move forward to order one. The one need is for the Kobe Cup race that's coming up. They would like to represent Cedar Lake, Lowell, and Crown Point with their community flags in that Kobe Cup race.
When is that?
It's this weekend, so.
I was gonna ask that too.
It's this week. I got it taken care of.
I
just
got
need
an
your
old
approval.
truck on the rack that's not running right now.
Oh, well, I'm
so I
sorry
need
to hear that.
That's okay.
So, and then, you know, it would be nice to have this flag, like right now we have the 250th flag raised at some of the poles we have that are empty usually, so we could have more made. But I will be purchasing this flag, so I just want to ask permission to use the town's trademark to have one made for the Kobe Cup.
So moved.
I'll second.
Thank you for that, Mary Jo.
No problem.
We have a motion made by Mr. Carnahan, seconded by Mr. Teal to approve the use of the town trademark for the town flags, which will be purchased by Ms. Dixon?
Yes.
Okay. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Number 4, EMS Equipment Financing Award. Ms. Sandberg or Chief Mager? Who
I
wants?
can start.
Okay.
So previously you all approved for us to look into, financing for the striker equipment that Chief Mager brought to you previously. So I sent out requests, to 3 entities, and I got 3 proposals back. The first was from Republic First National, 5-year term at 4.59%, 6 years at 4.65%. Tax Exempt Leasing Corp. had 5 years at 4.61%, 6 years at 4.61%, and DeMont State Bank had 5 years at 4.02% and 6 years at 4.02%. The total cost for the equipment to be financed is $436,071.64, and so I recommend that we move forward with DeMont State Bank at the 5-year term, interest rate of 4.02%, and that'll also be an annual payment, and first payment will be in arrears. This will also be paid annually from Fund 801, the EMS non-reverting fund.
Okay.
So moved.
Very good. We have a motion to approve based off of Ms. Sandberg's recommendations. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, motion made by Mr. Carnahan, seconded by Ms. Dixon. Any further discussion?
Question, Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
That was with the Mont State Bank.
Yes.
Mr. Austin, should I abstain since my wife works there? No? No? Okay. Just had to clarify that.
Okay. All right, any further discussion?
Mr. President, I'm
Yes.
sorry, could
Yes,
that motion also include giving me permission to sign off on the appropriate documents?
So moved.
I concur.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. We have a motion and a second with the amendments that were just made, giving Ms. Sandberg the permission to sign documents. Last call for discussion. Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Cupido?
Yes, motion carries 7-0.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
I just want to say thank you to the council and especially Clerk Treasurer Sandberg as she's helped with this project since last year. Both of us have spent many hours on this critical life-saving equipment. And it comes at a special time this week being EMS week, so thank you.
Yeah, was that planned?
No, it wasn't. I just thought of that today. I was telling Jennifer that today, so.
Well, thank you both for your work on this. Okay, moving on to Park Board appointment, we have a vacancy, and I never got a chance to thank Paul, but Paul, stepped down from the Park Board, and Paul, if you're listening, I think we all appreciate your service to the community, and we wish you well. Missed you. All right, well, you have an opportunity now to appoint an individual to the Park Board. So I will.
And we only got 2 applications,
Yeah.
and only one of them lives in town, the other one lives out of town.
Right.
Yeah.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion, for Pamela Howard.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion made by Mr. Teal, seconded by Ms. Rivera to appoint Pamela Howard to the Park Board. Are there any other nominations? I have to ask. Seeing none, nominations are closed. I'll be looking for a roll call on this item, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Thiel?
Yes.
Nicholas Cupido?
Yes, motion carries 7-0.
Jennifer, would you be notifying her that she needs to be sworn in?
Yes, I will, I'll shoot her an email tomorrow, I believe. Yep.
And then could we have Monica write a letter to the other person that submitted to let them know that they weren't chosen? Thank you.
We'll get that done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Number 6, Southcom AT&T 911 agreement, which is in the packet. I don't think we have a choice on this one, do we?
I mean, that,
Probably not.
that's pretty much my understanding. This contract is actually a renewal of the current contract, that's coming up due with Southcom and, the PSAP we're in with Cherville. And I mean, it's related to emergency communications, so.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay. We have a motion to approve by Mr. Parker. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Ms. Dixon. Any discussion?
Yes,
sir.
this won't be any additional cost because we're already paying it, correct?
Well, there is a slight increase in the cost. I think it's roughly $1,000. I don't have the exact number off the top of my head, but there is a slight increase with the contract, and there are one-time upfront equipment upgrades that will be happening related to all of this hardware and equipment. I believe I was told that's $20,000, and we'll see that when it comes time to the annual true-up.
Yeah, it is in here, I think, 20,000.
Yeah, according to this, the non-recurring cost is 20, as Ms. Sandberg stated, and the monthly recurring cost for $8,800.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think it was like 75, 76 before.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly.
Okay. All right, any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
Yes.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Hill?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupero?
Yes, motion carries 7-0. Will you have to get our signatures on that, Jen?
Yes, I
tonight?
do have the original copy for your signature and my signature.
Okay, are you
And-
getting
and-
that back to Cherville
And then
now?
I will get it back to Cherville.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Number 7, general contractor regulation amendment. Just, I guess, kind of a little bit of an introduction on this. We have had, I know I have had, some people that have called me that have, tried to do some work in town on their properties, and, you know, the building department's following our regulations and ordinances and that, and they have been limited to what they can do, or almost nothing on their properties because of the way that our ordinance is. At least not on their own, without hiring a contractor. And just my opinion on it is, we have a set of rules for owner-occupied, properties that allow people to improve their properties and maintain their properties, and I feel like if we're, as a community, we want to get rid of blight, and we want to see people fix up stuff, we ought to have the same rules across the board, to incentivize and encourage people to fix up their stuff. And we obviously have an unsafe building commission that is, tackling the blight, and I think this, if we can amend something here, that this would be an opportunity for us to open the doors for people to have a little bit more liberty and freedom to, you know, work on their properties and improve them. So, that's my opinion on this. Nothing, not suggesting any special rules, just the same rules applying across the board. And I know, Tim, you brought it up before, we've had people complain about it, it's no fault of the building department at all, it's just the way our ordinance is drafted, that council approves, so.
So to be clear, you're looking for any property you own, rental properties, owner-occupied properties, to be
Yeah.
no contractor required.
Yeah, and obviously, we're not looking at, or I'm not looking at removing the contractor licensing requirements, but the rules that apply for owner-occupied, I think ought to apply to non-owner-occupied as well. Same rules, not different rules, not looking at drafting up anything different, just the same rules.
Just residential, or does it include commercial?
Well, we've had complaints about commercial property owners too, you know.
What protects us that they're qualified to do these repairs?
It'll still require a permit, right?
The
Yeah,
permit and the inspections.
Yeah, what I'm proposing is not to remove the permitting process.
Okay.
So it's still, so to answer your question, Ms. Dixon, that they would still have to go in and get a permit, and it would still have to be inspected. And our inspectors would make sure the stuff is done right. And honestly, if it's not done right, you red tag them and they pay a reinspection fee. And that happens probably often, even with licensed contractors doing work. But that would be the protection, I guess, to answer your question.
Oh, yeah, 'cause I would just not want to rent a building from somebody who did electrical, who wasn't qualified to do electrical. To me, that's a big one.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
So,
Does this change any of the fees for permits?
all I wanted to see, Julie, is the same rules apply across the board, you know, just not affecting the fees or licensing requirements for contractors, just.
I do think that at some point, we do need to revisit fees on stuff like that, though.
I agree.
Just for the amount of administrative work that goes behind stuff, but that's separate from this.
And the stuff that was brought to our attention recently about what the state law change might make all that a moot point with where the money goes, but it still needs to be looked at.
Yes.
You know. So Attorney Austin, at least myself, you know what I'm presenting here. That's something that the council can handle. Okay.
I got just a couple quick questions, just some things that I've experienced, I guess. A lot of these people that own rental properties are in LLCs, and from LLCs to, realty to, whatever, and they're actually the owners of the property, you know, at a point in time. It's not a actual person, it's a LLC or a company or a business. Mostly all the houses in the new neighborhoods like Lakeside and Beacon and whatever, all those lots are owned by the builders until they're sold at closing, you know. So technically, like all the general contractors in Lakeside and Beacon and, you know, those people are actually building their own houses for people because they own them during the process. So, like, I mean, I get what you're saying for maintenance, but I also, like, if you look at the broad spectrum of things, there's a lot of things that would fall into this category that, such as all that.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't you think that they would still, that nothing would change with those outfits? I mean, they're gonna be operating just like they were before. I mean, they're hiring licensed contractors and they're general and stuff themselves.
I guess just that they wouldn't be any need to be a licensed general contractor any longer, but.
Does it need to be clarification? I mean, I understand the maintenance, you know, roof, stuff like that, siding. New construction, I see that differently, especially in a development.
New construction would be exactly different. Any kind of construction would be different.
New construction, I understand, but I feel like if we get into the weeds and we start saying, well, this applies, that applies, this doesn't apply, now we open it up to interpretation. Where if you decide, Greg, that new construction, it doesn't apply to it, you know, these loosening up of the regulations.
Well, I think the word construction itself covers that. I mean, if you're making a home improvement or maintaining a property, that's different than construction. And we can go all over the place with what construction is. But if the house exists and you're not changing the footprint, in my view, that's not construction. That's home improvement or repair or maintenance. So, construction is an entirely different situation. And it's covered by the word construction.
So, being on unsafe commission and seeing what, Tim states with things being an LLC, there was a case, with a house that needed a lot of work, but the individuals, I don't believe it was an LLC, but they lived out of state. So, how do we do that then? Because they would be hiring someone to do that.
They still would hire someone to do it. Most people, or a number of people, are still gonna hire a contractor.
They would still be licensed through the town, they just would not be a general.
Correct. But if our goal is to eliminate blight and get things improved and updated, we shouldn't have roadblocks in the way to do that.
I read through the entire, I think it's ordinance 566, as Attorney Austin mentioned, and that ordinance is 7 or 8 pages, and there's a little spot that big that has exemptions on it. The rest of it, I tend to agree with, you know, as far as licensing for contractors and that.
Yeah.
This is just, what I'm proposing here is just giving people the ability to, you know, home improvement tasks taken care of on their houses by themselves, or maintenance. We're always regulating people. I mean, I think it's time we start deregulating a little bit and see how it works and give people a little bit of freedom to do something.
We might sell more building permits.
Maybe.
With that, I'm gonna make a motion to authorize and approve the action steps described, which is to remove the general contractor requirement for rental properties and second homes. Do I need to be that clear? Probably.
I think so. In businesses? Because like the bike shop over here, he wanted to do some work and couldn't do it.
Yeah, it was maintenance work too, wasn't it? I would say businesses too, for that matter. 'cause
So across the board.
Across the board. So the action steps described, which are the things I just described, pending presentation and adoption of an ordinance.
Is that,
General contractor requirement is removed from that ordinance 566,
okay.
from that section.
So, is that your motion?
Yes.
In its entirety? So we have a motion made by Mr. Parker to authorize and approve the action steps described, pending presentation and adoption of ordinance. And to sum up, this would be removing the general contractor requirement, from ordinance 566, I believe it is. We have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made by Mr. Parker, seconded by Mr. Teal. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Robert Carnahan?
Yes.
Julie Rivera?
No.
Mary Jo Dixon?
Yes.
Chuck Becker?
Yes.
Greg Parker?
Yes.
Richard Tam?
Yes.
Nicholas Recupedo?
Yes, motion carries 6-1. Moving on to update items, comprehensive plan. Anyone have?
I'd just like to report, last week I met with the businesses in our community, the faith-based organizations and the schools. They had an opportunity to share what their agency provides for our community, what they may need from our community, and what it's going to look like 10 to 15 years from now. There is still an opportunity for any business, church, or school corporation to answer the survey if they missed that meeting. It was a Zoom meeting. So if any of those churches, we've already sent out emails and the schools to participate, because the more information, the better. So, just want to give you an update on that. So we're moving forward on our comprehensive plan.
Thank you, Ms. Dixon. We'll move on to sewer system development charge update. Ms. Hayes, would you like to chime in, please?
Yes, if anybody had, if they were on, line and saw what we discussed previously in the utility board, the updating of the system development charge is, only for, new development, new construction, for our sewer. They haven't been on the sewer before the construction, so it does not have anything to do with our existing customers. I used, the actual costs that we are incurring on the Westside Sanitary Sewer Interceptor, project. The additional treatment capacity that is, being, set forth to us by, Lowell, and also it is a very reasonable, if we would go down, somewhat of a plant of our own. And then you offset it with, system development charges that you have already, collected. And a lot of it we have used to pay down and pay for the interceptor. But obviously, it's not going to be totally enough at this point in time. So, and we've used, 2 million gallon per day capacity, with, divided by the, individual residential customer gallons per day. And then, we came up with a charge for a equivalent residential customer of $5,537, and that would be for, sewer right now is listed and judged on a water line size, since, typically we have not been, we've not provided water, we are now. But water line was felt at the time that we used it when we initially started system development charges prior to 2009. We updated it in 2017, I believe, and now we're updating it now. So that's why we kept it the same on the water line size. And what I have put down there is we have the typical size water lines that we see. But I mentioned they're all a multiple based on flow ratio, which is in the American Water Works Association puts forward flow ratios, meter size ratios. The light, we chose the flow ratio because of water line, and therefore the system development charges are a calculation of that. We would this just brings you to more current costs that you're incurring for capacity, and we just want growth to pay for growth. We don't want the current customers of our system to have to pay for all future growth. And like I said, we have had this in place since prior to 2009.
And we were...
But it's different though.
We were paying $3,500, so this is going to increase it by $2,037.
Yes, I believe, Bob, I calculated it out, it's a 59.18% increase. Yeah, no, 58.19%. And that would be across the board because everything is based on a flow ratio, so it would be the same percentage regardless of the water line size. And understand, when we first started, our system development charge was, I believe, $2,600 roughly, and then it got raised to $3,500, and now it's going up to $5,537 for the equivalent residential customer.
Very good. Thank you, Sue. And as anyone that wasn't here for the utility board meeting, this item was given a favorable recommendation by the utility board, and expect to see it on the council meeting in 2 weeks. And we'll be ready for that, right, Sue, or no?
Oh, yes, it will be ready. The only thing that I would ask you to do is to direct the town attorney to prepare the ordinance for this, as he's done in the past.
Okay.
And then also, we need to decide, because the next meeting would have to be the first reading of the ordinance and the public hearing on this rate.
Okay.
And you said you'll be in person for that public hearing then, Sue? I believe?
Absolutely, I will be.
Thank you.
Okay.
And we've issued 23 new construction permits, and they paid the $3,500.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, as long as they were as long as they were one ERC, yeah.
Yes.
Attorney Austin, you need some direction from us to get that drafted. Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you.
Moving on to update item number 3, food truck license. In the packet, we have a really nice looking food truck license draft. I asked Monica, administrative assistant to the town manager, to have this placed in the packet for discussion. My only concern with all this stuff is the current brick and mortar businesses in town. I really want to make sure they're okay with it. And Mary Jo, you and I spoke about this because that was a concern I had.
Yes, and the chamber has had conversation over the years, and as long as there's a fee, you know, to go back into the town's funds, because they're not paying taxes. So this they would pay a fee for the truck.
Okay.
And this conversation's been going on for a couple of years. There are some things that when I reviewed it, and it could be from my experience of Summerfest, just a couple items. I don't know if you want me to just share them with Monica or share them now, or how you want to do it, but like an additional contact information is very important, because it could be one or more persons running it. Also, it says a valid driver's license. It could say state ID too, because not all, I know it says food trucks, but sometimes they're not food trucks, they're tents or whatever. Then also, there's no location of where this is going to be operating at. I think that needs to be on the application, like where they're operating at.
Okay.
Also, the address on the bottom, 7148 Constitution, that should be the town hall, according to what the information is, so that'd be 7408. And the other thing I questioned, it says a letter of approval from the town park department, is there?
Thank you for, I was gonna bring
Okay,
that up as a concern, I'm like, what do I have to do with the food truck?
Okay, I just wanted,
I
I thought
think it's
maybe.
because it was where it was taken from.
Oh, okay, so this is a sample from another
It
community.
is a
Okay.
sample from another
All right,
community.
okay.
So in the past with food trucks, it
Sure.
kind of went under a special event
Okay.
permit. It technically isn't a special event. It is the same as somebody's birthday in a bounce house.
Right.
Or things like that. So this more or less falls under the transient merchant ordinance that we have, which would kind of have to change, and this be like in it as a subsection kind of thing.
Right, but this is relating, we'll take the park stuff out if you're okay with that, but, this is relating to food, this isn't relating to the people selling corn or the meat in the back of the truck, right?
Right.
That's an additional, okay.
Yeah, and Monica, I believe, did also state that new rules are coming in 2027 also.
Yes, they are from the health department.
So all of that will be taken into consideration with this as well.
Okay.
I'm okay with those changes
Yeah.
personally, and I wouldn't mind if the council gave Ms. Dixon their blessing to have her communicate with Monica, unless you guys have any other input or disagree.
No problem.
I got a couple here. Miss Ray, I'll get you.
Who's on first?
May I go? I guess.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It doesn't also state anything about fire marshal inspections of this. If we're permitting something of this nature and it's coming through we're saying you can come, we better make sure that we're doing the proper inspections on behalf of the town. I just maybe a quick look-see from all department heads in the department head meeting may be a better approach with input from tonight to bring something that would be able to be presented. The Department of Parks we have a vendor agreement for these type of vendors, which has been vetted by our legal team. I think something of that nature should be vetted by legal, so we're making sure we've crossed all of our T's and dotted our I's when bringing in and saying we're responsible and we said you could sell in the community.
Right,
Yeah,
and the same thing with the special event permit, when a food truck was under a special event permit, they still had to come up with parking plan, police and fire had to initially sign off on all those, applications as well, so none of that, I understand that that's not in this, but this is just I would guess would be correct to say a subsection of whether it's special event, transient merchant, because that is exactly what this is,
Right.
transient merchant, but under a food truck. Because I believe when we had, the young lady that had the clothing thing, over in a building, off of 41, that fell under transient merchant. It's not food truck. So it's more cleaning up things between type of, business and type of things being sold, just like Mary Jones said with, the corn and stuff like that, kind of different, so,
Yes, it's not preference.
yeah. So this ain't the final all, it's just a draft, just to get a basic idea.
Okay. I will, so you're gonna relay those changes, and then
Something to
Ms.
say, Jen?
Sandberg?
Just pretty much a little bit of what everybody else had already said. I know it says draft on it, but in my mind, the form's a little premature, because ultimately the discussion you guys need to have is whether or not you're updating chapter 111 of your town code, which is the peddlers, transient merchants, and solicitors, which it is an old code, so it needs to be updated, or whether or not you're looking at re-updating that special event permit, or...
I think clarification on special event, because, a charity, bike run kind of things, those definitely still need notification through the town, that's a special event, certain things like this.
Yeah.
But to have somebody come in and go through the ringer on some of what was considered a special event because you wanted a bounce house for your kid's birthday, kind of different than some of these other things, so there definitely needs to be separation.
Yeah, and and basically cleanup of the ordinances, because if you look at that chapter 111 of the town code, I mean, it talks about, you know, I know this form here, it says letter of approval from Parks Department, but chapter 111 actually talks about a written determination from the Planning, Zoning, and Building Department.
Yes.
So, a lot needs to be discussed first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, do we want to just keep this as an update discussion item while we get through that?
I think we should.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Okay, we can do that, and then maybe send those amendments over to Monica.
I'll do that tomorrow.
All right, thank you. Okay, we'll move on to reports, town council reports. Mr. Carnahan?
First of all, I'd like to apologize. I will not be at the Plan Commission meeting tomorrow night due to the fact that my granddaughter is a senior in high school, and it's her last orchestra concert, and my daughter wants me there. So I will not be here tomorrow for that. Number two, the American Legion will be having a Memorial Day service, May 25th, 2026. They start out at 8 o'clock in the morning. They go to Meyer Manor Cemetery. They go to German Methodist Cemetery. Then they go to Holy Name Catholic Church Cemetery. And then they go to Zion United Church of Christ out in Brunswick. They do a 21-gun salute. And they read a little slogan and say a prayer. Then they have a parade that starts about 10 o'clock at Dairy Bell and ends up at Obadiah Taylor. That is across from the Boys and Girls Club. It is a piece of property that the Legion owns, and it's only used for Memorial Day service. And then also Project Love Food Pantry is open tomorrow from 9 to 11:30. Anyone that lives south of 101st Avenue, if you know of anybody, send them over there tomorrow.
I want to say congratulations to Bill Fisher on his retirement from the police department. I believe he served 29 years?
28.
28 years. So enjoy retirement, well-deserved, and thank you for all you did in the past for our town.
I give him a round of applause if he's listening. All right, thank you, Julie. Any other town council reports?
Update, the Chamber will have their annual free fishing derby June 6th at the Chamber office area from 8 a.m. till noon. There'll be free food, there's fishing poles. They will bait your hook and take your fish off if you don't want to do that. There's people available to do all that. The other thing I'd like to share is I've been attending an opportunity here in Lake County. The Legacy Foundation is offering a $5 million grant to open an area in your community that would welcome others and including your community, and Crown Point is also doing something similar with $1 million. I've been attending the meetings with Gail Brannon, and we're hoping that we can receive some support from our agencies in our community. We are in such a desperate need for a place for the kids to have a safe location to play baseball, softball, soccer sometimes is a little, they could use some more space. As we're growing, we need to think bigger. And being over at the Little League field, we've talked about it. Julie, I don't know how many years you've been talking about the parking over there. It's just atrocious. I mean, they park anywhere they can. So we're hoping that we will obtain partners. That's part of the grant. You have to obtain partners, work together to come up with the common good for the community. So you'll be hearing work on that. People will be contacted on it very soon so that we can, hopefully submit a plan that would serve our community the best we can. Little League and Girls Softball has they've already contacted us with some information, like numbers and things like that. They're just growing too much for that field area there, and the neighbors, as we all know. And Tim, thank you for the speed bumps in that neighborhood, so that slows down the traffic. So I will continue to keep you updated on this, but I hope it's something that the community will support. I know with the comprehensive plan that has been a conversation with different, like the school agencies and stuff, looking for locations, because, they want to use the schools' properties, but the schools are using them for their sporting events, so it's very difficult.
Good news. Thank you, Ms. Dixon. I do have something to report. Ms. Sandberg was in receipt of some communication a couple weeks ago maybe from the leadership in Hickory Property Owners Association about town-owned parcel, asking us basically like what we're doing with it, right? You know,
Yeah, so originally it was brought to me with an invoice for dues, for the POA on, 136 over here. So then I brought it to you all to see what you want to do with this small parcel.
Okay. Well, I think now's the time where we can give some instruction on what we want to do on the next council agenda. Do we want to put it as a resolution to dispose of that property like we have with other parcels we've been selling? I don't know, does anyone know the exact size of it? It's one of those old, small Cedar Lake parcels that doesn't have a lot of use to it, or any, other than parking.
25, 30 feet wide by 160 deep maybe.
Okay.
Something like that. It's
And
very
technically,
small.
the residents could go over there and use that because it's our property.
Yeah, and this doesn't have any use for us, it's more of a liability than anything. So I was looking for some council direction on what we want to do with this, if we want to place it as a resolution to dispose of it at the next meeting, or if there's another path you guys want to go.
Do we need to get it appraised and then, you know?
Well, let's have Attorney Austin chime in on this. So if we wanted to put it on the agenda as a disposal resolution, I think that's what they're called, a resolution to dispose, is that what it is?
How did the town acquire the property? Property tax sales, county, private party, land, with the park, and the land, completed or kind of over. Now, these are probably
Okay. 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 Well, what's the council's, feelings on this?
Let's try and get rid of it, and it sounds like we need to gather information on it to find out how we got it and what it consists of.
Okay.
There is a driveway on there, so I'm sure it was a residence at one time.
Okay.
So, yeah, I want to get rid of it.
Julie, do you have any thoughts?
I say get rid of it.
Yeah, get rid of it. Everyone in agreement? So do you need some instruction from us, Attorney Austin? I think you got the, blessing here.
Yeah, I have the address, and I looked up the parcel previously, so I can send that to you.
Okay. Okay, thank you all. Any other town council reports?
I have a few real quick.
Sure.
So regarding Muir Woods, storm drain with, all the stuff going over there, conversation with, Tim Kubiak today, have not, heard anything with Steiner Homes yet with the 5-year guarantee that they were gonna do on the work there. Tim, you said the conversation, there was some, family issues that were going on with Steiner, that's why he...
Steiner guy, yes, and then, Brian said that he was meeting with them tomorrow and get an update, whatever would happen. He was unaware of the agreement that he made at the on-site meeting, but...
Yeah, because Dave still has not, of course, heard from Steiner's attorney on that, so as soon as they do that, it'll be...
I did clearly tell Ryan that this is now an added requirement of his final inspection and his occupancy, that be, that needs to be received now that it was promised that it would be had, so they do, he knows now, he knows that it is a requirement, as does Dan, who made the deal, so.
Yeah.
That's where we are.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to hear something Thursday, from him, but he said that he wasn't even sure that he was back in town from his family emergency as of yet, so that was what I got.
Yeah, I just wanted to keep everybody updated on it since Dave has not heard anything yet and was kind of figuring out why.
Thanks, Rich.
Second thing, sediment dewatering facility, trying to remember the last time, we had any discussion on that, with what Christopher Burke was, keep an eye on over there, whether we need to give instruction. Tim, you said it's been quite some time since what was the process? Holes were being drilled to keep...
Lower the water level down, yes. So it should be fairly low. I mean, we drilled, I think the last holes that we put in there were about 24 inches from the bottom of the relief, and I haven't had a chance to go out there and see how much. I know that water we had just yesterday must have filled it back up because the detention pond out here was overflowing in 5 minutes. It's crazy how much water we got that quickly.
But my thought was, in that whole process, there was never any remediation figured in, with that project. So I didn't know at some point, we get with Christopher Burke, see just about doing a few soil borings out there just to check. God forbid there was anything wrong, but just to, within best management practice, have Christopher Burke get back on it and give us an update on the site. Last thing, MS4 fines. I received a phone call from the building department. Typically, on larger stuff like developments and stuff like that, the MS4 suggested fines come from Vanessa, and then it goes to the town manager for processing all of that, sending out letters, notifications on fines and stuff like that. Well, we don't have that at this time. So I guess the building department is looking for direction on, I believe there's two right now, Tim? Two concerns right now that have not had any, I guess to say, feedback from the
recommendations.
Yeah, so we need to get with them, whether it just be a few of us. I know there's no council affairs anymore, but nevertheless, it's not on them to issue the fines, but nevertheless, they need to be implemented.
So my question is Vanessa, does she base her recommendation for a fine on what's going on out in the field, or is there any historical bias there, on what we would have normally we would have levied? Where do those figures come from? Or do they not figure a fine at all? They just figure fine with no dollar amount?
Sometimes it's kind of normally they start out with a fine of some sort, and then as it escalates, they recommend higher, or, depending on the situation and depending on how much time has elapsed between corrective actions and whatever. So it's kind of, so I guess usually there's a collaboration of where this is and what's been done and what kind of effort's been made based on the situation, and then a fine established. But trying to be consistent, and also, depending on how, if this is like a first, third, fourth time and nothing has been done, then, then obviously the amounts are higher.
Okay.
So, but it's kind of we were looking into trying to establish an actual MS4 fine structure so that we could have more consistency, and there was a couple prototypes that were pretty clear, like first offense, second offense, and for the situations that really was very easy to say, you can look at the situation and look at the chart and bam, there's your amount, so that's what we really need to move forward to, because there's a lot of...
Could you redistribute that? I remember you showing me that before.
Yeah.
Redistribute it to the council, so maybe we can...
It makes life easier for everybody, Tim, doesn't it? When you can just point at a chart. I think we ought to revisit that. As far as the stuff you have pending, I wouldn't mind if you wanted me to get together, whomever, to get it done.
There's two that that for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do that for sure.
Anything else, sir?
That's all I have, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, final call for town council reports. Seeing no more, town attorney, Attorney Austin. Thank you. Clerk treasurer, Ms. Sandberg.
Council, last month I officially took back the ESC duties, that is the employee responsible in charge for our NERC NDOT related projects. So all of the quarterly reports have been officially updated for the current projects. The 133rd Avenue Reconstruction Road Bridge project is moving forward. Final tracings were recently submitted, and the project is scheduled for September letting. So the next steps are to move forward with an RFP for construction observation. That way we can work on getting some more money reimbursed with that. The sidewalk project from Klein Avenue roundabout to the town grounds here is moving forward. The town recently received additional preliminary engineering funds, approximately $400,000. So I will be working on the first submittal under this new PO, because the last time the PO was only for $110,000 and we expended that last spring it was. It's been over a year. So BS is working towards stage 2 on all phases, and environmental is moving forward with that. The reimbursement voucher was recently submitted for the electric vehicle project. That's the Tesla that was just purchased for the police department. The equipment that was installed will also be reimbursed, but those documents have not yet been completed, so we haven't submitted that yet, but we plan to do that within the next few weeks. And we just received the purchase order for the Shades BC project. So the funds should be following shortly from the state since the PO has been issued. That project, I believe the plan is supposed to start next month, if I remember correctly from Chrisburg. I think it was a June construction. So that'll be moving forward. I was also notified yesterday that the town is required to submit an annual operations report. This is related to your street department. Previously, that requirement was only for cities and towns over 15,000. Now it's those over 5,000. So I'm working with Chrisburg Engineering to get that annual operations report done, because there is a certification of road mileage, and that I cannot do. I need the engineer to help me out with that. But everything else is financial related and will be completed. That has a June 1st due date, of course. I was just notified, so got to get that done quickly here. And then it's budget time. It's time to start discussing the 2027 budget. We've had a lot of legislative changes over the last couple of years that are making things quite a bit more difficult for municipalities. So I plan to reach out to Crow to get an engagement agreement, and I hope to bring that to you to one of your, hopefully one of the June meetings, so that we can get cracking on that. And I think that's all I have.
I would like you to comment about the building and construction related fees that you gave me this report on how that money is going to go from one spot to another and how it's going to affect our general fund.
Well, you hit most of it. So last week we had budget workshop in Clerk Treasurer School. It's something that AIM, Accelerate Indiana Municipalities, puts on. And so during those 2 days of learning, we found out that, again, legislative changes and building and planning fees will no longer be allowed to go into the general fund. They will have to be put into a dedicated fund only for those revenues and for expenses related only to building and planning. So unfortunately, what that means for us is that is a loss of cash flow to our general fund. That's a significant amount of cash flow, because your general fund is basically your property taxes and your miscellaneous revenues and your building and planning permits and fees. I mean, those are some of your biggest revenues annually to your general fund. So that kind of floats you as you're waiting for the June and December property tax disbursements. So not exactly 100% what that'll look like for us moving forward, but again, that's also why I would like to engage with Crow this year as we work on the budget. That way, we all have a clear understanding of what it looks like for us moving into future budget years.
Was this change something our legislators voted on?
Yes, but I do not know for certain which bill or House Enrolled Act it falls under.
That's kind of what I wanted to know, because this is kind of like coming out of nowhere.
It's gonna affect our police and fire and a lot of other things.
Well, police, fire, parks, your IT department is under your general, I mean, pretty much all your major players are under your general fund.
They keep cutting our throats.
Time to reach out to your senators
get
from
worse.
state.
So all the money that we have in miscellaneous revenue now, it's grandfathered in. We can use it for police and fire salaries.
I'm not aware of anything saying that I have to remove that. My understanding is this is a change for 2027, so.
For next year?
Yeah.
Okay, look forward to finding out more about that, because that's,
Not good.
Yeah, I'll see what I can find related to which bill or act it was under.
Jen, I got a question, do you have to contact, or someone have to contact NERC about the project that was supposed to happen last year in the shades, but it got delayed because of NIPSCO, and now we're not gonna get it done by July, or we're supposed to get it done by July?
You mean Shades Phase 2?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure everything with Shades Phase 2 is moving accordingly.
Because I thought Luke said we might have to file an extension because it was supposed to be done by July.
I think that was in order if we, wanted to apply for, community crossing grants we had to have that finished in order, but then they changed the process with an additional $75 million, I believe.
Yeah, everything's back on track now.
Yeah, there was some additional funds that I believe the state found, which is then why they reached out to those of us who were originally shot down when it came to applications. As of right now, I have not been copied on any emails from INDOT regarding any sort of...
Yeah, everything is good for the timelines now, Chuck, and the next one that we got is the bridge replacement there on 145th and 145th, and then those cross streets, Wheeler and Windsor, and between 144th and 45th. So that was where the dilemma was, but it ended up being in the fall one, and then it would have been if we would have received it the first time. There was a problem with the timing, but since we didn't receive it and it went to the fall, it kind of clarified all that.
And TJ from Christopher B. Burke stood up for us and got us the money from the county to help on the bridge.
Yes, he did.
Very good.
That was awesome.
Thank
Oh,
you,
we
Jen.
just gotta find out how to get that county money. I gotta reach out to the surveyor's office, find out how we get that.
All right.
They approved it at their meeting, but I haven't seen a check yet.
Thank you, Jen. Moving on to Director of Operations, Mr. Kubiak.
I want to mention, thank you first of all for all the flags that everybody's donating to put up around town. Over the years, we kind of took down some of the flag mounts on the poles and tried making it more manageable, so you'll notice that there's quite a few around. I've had a couple requests like, do we need more brackets or do we need more, but we're gonna try to make these flags last us for more than a month, and kind of use them a little more sparingly, but we got quite a few flags up. You'll notice they're like alternating back and forth, but we don't anticipate putting up 200 flags at once, because keeping them untangled and keeping them replaced and keeping them up is a pretty big job just to have 50 to 75 of them out there. So I just kind of wanted everybody to understand that I don't want anybody to be expecting to see 200 flags up around town, because that's not our anticipation. We're just trying to make it nice, presentable, clean, and keep the ones that we do have up to presentable. The ones they start getting torn and tangled, we go out once a week at least and go around and unwrap them and unravel them, and some of them start shredding, and takes a lot of time to do the ones that we have up. So just wanted everybody to understand the plan and what's actually going on.
They've got the brackets that are mounted to the poles. Cedar Lake Summerfest had all those made, and I think Mary Newhoffen's husband made them.
Welded all those, yes.
And we paid like $5 for each one of them. And Tim King says he's got a whole bunch of them over there in the street department.
We got some extra ones still, and I think that we kind of did a pretty good job of putting them, alternating them through through the road, through the main road, so you can see them good, and they're not, you know, we took away a lot of the excessive ones, I guess, so that's our goal. So if anybody sees anything missing or anything that they wanna see, then we'll add some, you know, if we need to, but that's kind of our intention is kind of almost, I don't know if they got all the way finished or close, but what's up now is probably close to what's gonna be up. There's still a little bit more here on Morris to finish probably tomorrow, and then we'll have them up.
Looks good.
That's all I got, thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
I have a question.
Sure.
So Tim, how we are putting the street sweeper on gov deals with the, new purchase of the truck for stormwater, are we gonna be getting rid of one of the two trucks that are being replaced, or both at this time, or
Yeah, we're gonna get rid of one of them.
one right now?
Right now, yes, and we want to take the radio out of it and get ready, but we're probably will be on the next agenda to do that. I was gonna put it on, but I wanted to make sure which one we were gonna keep and which one we're gonna get rid of, because one's a 2007, obviously we're gonna get rid of the worst one first.
Yeah.
But, we need to take some equipment off it and get it
I
ready.
didn't know if we were waiting for the other truck to come in, because I don't think the one was being used, right?
No, they're ready to go, so, we will definitely have that on the next agenda for the next one.
Trucks you're buying don't have 6.2s or 5.3s in them, do they?
It's only one right now.
What's it got in it?
The last truck that we just got has got a 5.7 Ford.
Oh, you got a Ford.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what you're getting again?
It's just,
What? 07, is it? 73, yeah. It was big, but,
That's a good one.
that was the best price we got for this one, so.
I believe it's a 350.
It's a F-350, and, yeah, that was the best one, the best price we found, so we weren't really leaving it to, you know, we just kinda got some prices, and a GMC, and that one was pretty similar cost, but, the Ford was ready to roll, and the GMC had to order.
Well, the power plant's important because
But I believe.
they're blowing up all over the place.
Yeah.
You gotta pay attention to what,
Yeah, so the GMC, I believe the 3/4 ton GMCs have the 6.
6.
6.6,
6.6.
yeah.
That's what you want.
Right.
So if you're gonna get one, I'm telling you,
Well, it was approved at Storm Board that they are getting the Ford for the one.
Yeah.
The other replacement one is gonna be, after June, right, Jennifer, was?
That was some of the discussion,
Later this year.
yeah.
Yeah. Depends on funds.
But the 3/4 ton have the 6.6.
sometimes they got the 6.2, you wanna make sure you get the 6.6.
Right.
If you're gonna gas.
Okay.
Just so you don't have problems, Tim, 'cause there ain't
Right.
no
No, I
sense
get
having
it.
a new truck if it's blowing up sitting at the dealership.
Right, I agree. Don't want that. I have one of my own that's sitting in the garage with the 6.2, so thanks for that.
Knock on wood. All right. Thank you, Tim. We'll move on to the police department. Chief Kruska, good evening.
Good evening. First, I just wanted to say, just piggyback off what Ms. Rivera said, congratulations to Bill Fisher for his retirement. 28 years, police work's like dog years, I'll tell you. It just seems like it goes on, but, congratulations to him.
He also worked the street department too.
Yes, he did. Yes. Okay, and just want to say for the month of April, our activity report, we had 925 calls for service. We had 397 traffic stops where we issued 351 warnings and 125 citations. We had 125 law incident reports, we had 497 law incident reports, and of those, we made 28 arrests, and we charged 43 offenses for that month. And then also for our code enforcement, we had 36 warnings and 24 citations were issued, all in the month of April. I just wanted to say it's getting nicer outside. We've been busy with our e-bikes, riding in town. We, just yesterday, we had a little minor pursuit with one. Yeah, I mean, you hate to say that, but, you just want to tell the kids that, don't run from us. It's not gonna end well for you. And that's what happened yesterday, so we're setting examples with that. Also, the out-of-state license plates, chipping away at those. I've gone by a couple of the houses that had them. They've updated their plates to Indiana plates, and that's really what we want, is just compliance with this. As Ms. Sandberg mentioned about the EV, picked it up, and we have it. It's parked out back. Feel free to stop by and take a look at it. Very impressive car. A lot of technology in it. Handles beautifully. I'm just learning something new every day about it the more I drive it. So, but I'd love to show it off if you guys are interested. Stop
And I
by.
rode with him.
Yeah, Mr. Carnahan took a little ride in it. It's surprisingly fast, when you say.
And all kinds of gadgets on there. You can see people walking in front. You can see cars going behind you, cars in front, cars in the back.
Yeah.
He also took an Indiana state trooper with us, too.
Yeah, it's something else. We also, the Safe Coalition grant, we submitted for it. This will help for our overtime and training and equipment for all K-9 related activities for the department. We did, on Friday, the 8th, we did Ed MacArthur's third grade class tour the police department. Just wanted to give a special kudos to Sergeant Godoy, who took the whole group around. He did a great job with it. Kids, it was funny, the kids loved seeing Johnny, the dog, but probably one of the second biggest things they like seeing, believe it or not, the Tesla. And when we opened the garage door, they were like, wow, Tesla. So, also, this next Friday, on the 29th, is the District 1 Banquet Awards. This year, we have Officer Dills is receiving a life-saving award for that. We're going to attend that. We've boosted our manpower on the street for that day. So, but it's really quite an honor for her to receive this. We want to support her in that. In the 28 years that I've been on the police department, what she did in that 1 hour, I have never seen before. So it's quite an accomplishment for her, and I'm glad she's being recognized for that. And let's see, cops and bobbers, we're still working through that, but we have we're looking for September 26th. We just had so many conflicts with the date we chose, but we still got a little time for it, so we're still in the planning stages. Today, we completed our firearms training with the new handguns and with the new red dot technology. And as me personally, my score improved. Not that it was bad, but it went up, but so did just about every officer on the department. Scores improved on that. It took a little while to get used to it, but our Sergeant Kilgore, Ryan Miller, and Harry Presti did a great job showing us how to use it. It really worked hard training us in that. It really got us to feel very comfortable with it, but great piece. I'd like to say thanks for approving that for us. It's the wave of the future for that. Let's see. Also, we've received on May 30th, on Saturday, we're going to have our police applicant testing, where we're going to do our physical agility test and our written test. So that process is moving along. And we also, last Friday, we did our Cop on a Roof fundraiser with Dunkin' Donuts. and we raised over $700 for that. And I've saw a couple people on the board here, come through, and, just saw a lot of people, got a lot of praise from people. It was just a great event. And that money will go to the Special Olympics. So,
Very good.
and that's all I have for today.
Here's one other thing,
Oh, please.
that, Protecting Canine Heroes, the 4th annual open house, Sunday, June 7th, 2026, from 11 to 3 at the Knights of Columbus Hall at 13115 Wicker Avenue, Cedar Lake, Indiana. $10 entry fee. Kids 12 and under are free. So I guess that's kind of related to place.
Yes, attended that last year. There's some canine demonstrations on that. It's just a good event. It's a nice fundraiser.
Thank you,
It really helps our canine unit.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Moving on to the Fire Department, Chief Mager.
Good evening, Council. I want to start with the announcing and acknowledging this week, May 17th through May 23rd is EMS Week, with a theme of improving outcomes together. Every day I'm thankful for our firefighter, EMT, and firefighter paramedics, as they are excellent we have within our community. Your fire department staff day in, day out go above and beyond, revealing humility and compassion. This occurs every day with an average of 7 incidents per day, whether facing challenging calls or long hours, is also displayed around the fire station. Again, thank you, Cedar Lake firefighters, for choosing this wonderful profession and investing countless hours in initial and ongoing training. This vital, compassionate, and brave work keeps our community safe every day. So again, thank you.
Welcome.
Operation and training reports are within your packets. Total incidents for April were 210, 153 were EMS, 53 fire-related, 7 accidents. April training log is also within your packets for the total hours for April 544. And budgeting going well as of April 30th. 32% of the year was complete with 28% of the budget utilized. And again, thank you for the approval of the EMS equipment replacement plan.
You're welcome. Thank you, Chief.
You're welcome.
We'll move on to written communication. Building Department report is in the packet.
What about the superintendent?
Oh, I'm sorry. Miss Ray. I got ahead of myself with the check marks. You didn't have anything to say, right?
A few checks.
Okay.
I wanted to do a shout out to our community garden volunteers and our parks crew. They worked hard together to be able to get our gardens and flowers planted for the season. I love the collaboration, especially when we're bringing volunteer hours in to park programming. Park programming overall is gearing up, so please jump on our website, our Facebook page. We're offering a youth art camp. Yoga on the lake is happening, and we'll be offering morning and evening sessions. We're currently voting on movies in the parks choices, so if you want to vote, hop on our Facebook page. Those are going to gear up. June 10th will be our first movie in the park. So if you want to say so in what we're offering, I suggest that you take your opportunity to vote. The Parks Department is going to be hanging out at the markets this year, at the Farmers Market, so we have some dates posted there as well. And we're going to be taking a trip to Blueberry Fest on September 4th, so registration is currently open. If you're interested, you better save your seat on the bus. That's what I have for you guys.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. I will now move on to written communication. We have the Building Department report as well as the Christopher V. Burke report that is in the packets. For the month of April, there were 69 total other permits issued and a total of 8 new construction permits for residential housing.
Total of 23 for the year.
Yes, sir.
And Christopher B. Burke's report, the Town Street Committee and roadway items. Future roadway improvement based on the recent discussion with the Town Street Committee Christopher B. Burke has been tasked to develop a concept cost for improving several sections of roadways in the town that are in the poorest condition. These are included in the following: Shades E and F subdivision southeast of the intersection of 133rd Avenue and Morris Street. Birch Street between 137th and 139th Avenue. Reeder Road Avenue. Christopher B. Burke previously prepared a concept cost estimate in this area, but costs need to be updated to reflect the 2026 construction pricing. Robin's Nest subdivision, Christopher B. Burke previously prepared cost and estimates for this area, but the cost needs to be updated to reflect 2026 construction pricing. Once updated concept costs are developed for these projects, Christopher B. Burke will present this information to this town street committee for further discussion and direction to see how much bonding capability we may have.
Very good. Thank you to the street committee for all that work, Bob and Chuck and Greg. I'll open up the floor now to public comment for the council. Public comment, please.
Hi.
Hello.
I have something I'm gonna read here.
You gotta state your name and address.
Barbara Littles, 9602 West 135th Place. I believe we all know exactly why I'm here tonight. I assume all of you have watched the last Board of Safety meeting. So I have compiled something that I want to say, and I'm going to finish on a couple of points that I want to make. I want to speak honestly tonight about the direction this Board of Safety is heading, because something is broken here. I took the position to serve the interests of the public, not politics, not personal agendas, not division, and not chaos. The people of this town deserve professionalism, transparency, and leadership that puts public safety first every single time. Instead, what many of us witnessed is growing conflict, poor communication, hostility, and decision-making that has created an unhealthy environment for the very people we depend on to protect this community. The divide between our first responders and the Board of Safety is getting far worse. That should concern every single person in this town. When firefighters, police officers, EMS personnel, and town leadership stop trusting one another, public safety suffers, morale suffers, recruitment suffers, retention suffers. I'm concerned about what this is doing to our first responder retention. Experienced people do not stay where they feel unsupported, disrespected, ignored, or caught in constant turmoil. And when good people leave, the citizens ultimately pay the price. The citizens of this town see exactly what is going on with the chaos in these meetings. They see the arguing, they see the dismissiveness, they see the decisions being clouded by conflict instead of guided by professionalism and facts. Whether some people want to admit it or not, the public is watching, and confidence in this board is damaged, severely damaged. This should not be about winning arguments or controlling outcomes behind the scenes. It should be about restoring integrity, accountability, and cooperation. We owe that to every resident, every officer, every firefighter, every EMT, and every employee who serves this town. Disagreement is normal. Debate is healthy. But disrespect, division, and dysfunction cannot become the standard. I believe this board needs to reset its priorities immediately. We need to listen more carefully, communicate more professionally, and remember why we were placed in these seats to begin with. To serve the people of this community responsibly and honorably, because right now the current path is not sustainable, and the longer we ignore these problems, the worse the damage becomes. That's the end of that part, and I have two things to say.
I want you to understand something. I have a little bit of pride in myself, my town, and my community that I live in. Would you like to know what I woke up to Thursday morning on my phone? Somebody that sent me a social media post that said, not Board of Safety, Board of Stupidity. I am furious. I wrote this because I have spent a week trying to calm myself down and cannot get my thoughts together, and all of you know I got plenty to say. But I can't get myself together to say it, so this is how we're doing it. Last thing I want to say. Did any of you hear me turned on and get chastised like a 5-year-old child? Don't look at me like that. I will not be talked to in that manner ever again by another board member. Will not be talked to that way. Have a great night.
Thank you, you as well.
Thank you, Barb, we hear you.
Thank you.
And we're working on it.
Thank you very much. And thank you for making that, for having him do that. Sorry, I'm a little mad right now, again.
Hi,
Hello.
Desiree Seacos, 13660 Muir Street. I just wanted to just make sure everybody knows nothing has happened there yet, and you know that. This medical emergency, it's really none of my business, but it's a 3-week-long emergency with no one covering for them.
No idea.
I saw Mr. Steiner out on Clear Lake Road
Yeah.
the other day. I drove right past him, so I know that's probably a load of crap. I had a question about the whole occupancy or whatever. So let's say that we get something presented and it's something we all agree on. Do they get occupancy right then? Or is it until like all the machinery's gone, the last bit of dirt has been patted on there? Does it have to be completed? Or is it just they have to start it?
Should be completed, right? They're not supposed to have that, they're not supposed to have occupancy until it is completed, my understanding, correct,
Completed,
Deb?
inspected, and signed off by Christopher Burke.
Right. And then if you recall at the site, I asked if it would be okay if, they were gonna present something else because we all agree, I mean, stop me if I'm wrong, we all agreed that that had changed over the year with the different with the way they built that lot up, with the way that they removed all of the vegetation, and the erosion itself had changed that lot completely. Am I right? I mean...
That's correct, and
Okay.
I think it's still going through with revision 4.
That's where I'm gonna stop you. I want to be able to, and I asked that, and I was told that, I was pretty upset there, I don't remember much, but I remember I asked, if I could have that, cross-reviewed with my engineer, and make sure that that is the best way. Because I don't think that, and I think that, it should be in their best interest, in our best interest to get the best fix. And I feel like we've just been completely screwed over time and time again, lied to time and time again. So I want to make sure that that's still something that's on the table, that we're able to
I don't think that was part of the situation though with going and redesigning the whole thing.
No, I agree with that, but no one has entertained anything like okay, so you saw the pipe, it's got the rocks underneath it that from the sheer force of that water has washed the rocks out underneath it. What is the swale gonna do if we don't slow that flow? And that catch basin would slow a flow.
Well, I guess if you looked at, it's hard to see on the images, when you're looking at a paper this size, but when you look at it the bigger size with the cross-section of how the fabric gets laid down, the riprap gets put down and stuff like that, all of that is to stop erosion.
Okay, to stop erosion, that's right, but I'm worried about the water not being slowed down enough.
Right.
And then with this revision 4, is there, we have no say on how our property gets fixed? None?
As far as, I don't...
The revision 4 is we take it or leave it? Is that what it is?
That was all part of the whole agreeance at the beginning.
Agreeing where? Like verbally, or did Aaron sign something that I don't know about, or?
Tim, the process at the very beginning, when all that revision 4 got signed off on.
I'm not gonna, I was in communication with everybody. Everybody agreed.
Right,
Our
right.
engineers agree. It is a town, even though it's their property, it is a town drainage.
Oh,
area.
so it's
The town
then,
engineers have approved the design of the repair.
if it's the town drainage, why is Steiner fixing it? Why aren't you?
Because that was part of the thing, they're fixing it.
Right, I get that, but if it's town drainage and you have to sign off on it, why wouldn't you guys be the ones fixing it? Why is it on Steiner then? That's why I don't understand, I think.
Well,
Can you explain to me why Steiner's
Steiner's
responsible for fixing town infrastructure?
Well,
And why, if they're responsible for fixing your infrastructure, that is so rude.
Tim, would I be wrong with...
This is crazy. You've been up here 20 times.
Right, so why haven't you held
Hold
anybody
on.
accountable for
Guys,
that? Don't call me crazy.
Don't call me rude.
So Tim,
Everybody
so
just-
basically, the reason that Steiner's would be responsible for fixing any type of drainage thing goes along with the drainage plan on new construction.
Okay.
The problem was on the lot. The lot was unbuildable until the drainage system was figured out. The drainage system was proposed to repair, was proposed by Steiner, but it's approved after the 4th revision by our town engineer. And that is still the case, that Luke met out on site with everybody. He still feels 100% confident that revision 4 is good. Mr. Steiner agreed to provide a 5-year guarantee on his work that it will be good.
And you did inform the representative from Steiner today
And
that...
extra incurrence, right, which he knows that has to be in place now also for his occupancy and his final inspection. So, I don't know what else to say or do, but I feel like the time is, we're at the 11th hour here, and I know we keep getting more rain, and I know her concerns are still there. I get it. I understand that there is concern, but I also feel confident that this is going to be taken care of with this repair.
Ms. Seacos, what are you asking of us?
I'm asking to have actual action. Like nothing has happened, not a thing. And even at the stormwater meeting, Ben was talking about maybe getting someone out there to at least armor the ditch so that it doesn't erode any further, right? And a hay bale is not how you armor a ditch. There's, substance, I've had to educate myself on how to do that. So that's not helping anything except for, upsetting me more, because you're just I'm not stupid. I know how that works.
So
I have one quick question. Eight years ago or so, when the cul-de-sac was running down your driveway, flooding out your house and flooding out your basement every time it rained.
Are you talking about before it was fixed or after?
I'm talking about before,
Okay.
when the cul-de-sac was high and
Right.
the water was running down the road, running down your guys' driveway.
Right.
Flooding the basement, the town came in, lowered the road, fixed the problem, diverted the water over to
Right.
the ditch, and again,
Right.
and I'm not trying to be rude or trying to be mean, but that problem was water was running down your driveway, flooding your garage, running your electric panel, flooding the house.
Yeah.
Big problem, big time problem. We got out there, we got the road fixed. I know that it diverted water to the other side of the house and that the ditch has been an ongoing problem for the past, before probably the 8 years and then 8 years prior to that. It's been there for quite some time. I know that Monty was gonna fix it, and again, I understand your frustration, but again, the water isn't running down your driveway, flooding your house. There's a ditch next to the house, I get it. The hot tub was a big concern at the beginning. I know it looks terrible, and I know the patience part of it, but
I've been
at the beginning, the hot tub was falling in the ditch because of the water erosion. The hot tub is in the actual drainage easement.
Would you like me to move it out? Would that make it get
And
fixed
again, no,
tomorrow?
I'm just saying that the hot tub is still in the same condition it
Exactly,
was.
yeah.
There's not water flooding in your house, and I feel like the time that this is taken to fix is a reasonable requirement for everybody involved, and it's going to be repaired within a month. I mean, at the end of the day, we're a month from completion, so, the solution's been checked and checked and checked again. I'm not an engineer. I feel that we pay the best people to do that job and that they are confident in the design and the repair, and it's gonna be executed and signed off by those same people who approved the repair. So-
No, I was promised I could I could have that engineer, that plan reviewed. And if the person that I hire says that that's not the best way, I'm allowed to have a say in it.
I did not hear that promise be made, but Rich, you were there.
Yeah,
I was allowed to have it cross-reviewed, or to have it...
it can be cross-reviewed,
Right, right.
absolutely,
And
100%.
I know that I can't make anybody do anything. I'm saying that this would no longer be, there would be a different way to have to go about it.
Right, but
Which I don't want to tie anybody up in any kind of litigation or any kind of I don't want, because then they'll never be able to get in their house.
Right.
So we need to figure something out for my yard, for them, which I am so disgusted with the fact that these people I've seen them now for a full year, and I have never been able to talk to them because they think it's me. They think it's us getting upset with them over their house. It's literally us trying to keep our foot in someone's neck to get our property fixed. Just like your house is beautiful, our house is too, and I want to keep my yard the way it is. And she doesn't understand why this has been a problem for 10 years, because we had that safety in place. The Planning Commission in 2017 put that in place. That's unbuildable until it's fixed. It wasn't fixed. Wouldn't you guys be angry? I'm so...
Okay,
No, we can't...
it is public comment.
Yeah.
We just need to get it, we need to figure
Right.
out, I wasn't involved, obviously, in
Yeah.
the meeting, and I don't know what's happened since, Ms. Seacoast, to be honest with you.
Nothing has.
Okay.
Not
They actually graded the yard, so I didn't go past it
They
today, but I
put
talked
the
to
well
her
in, and
husband
they
today.
graded the well and left.
So
they're able to do that, but they're not able to do any kind of work on the side. It was dry.
Okay, so if nobody is reachable with this firm, with Snyder right now?
Yes, I talked to Ryan, who doesn't know anything about the agreement. He texted me 3 days ago and said it's drying up, they started grading the yard, and they're going to have that done shortly. That's what I got.
How close are they to finishing up on that house?
Close.
If you could answer quickly, ma'am.
Yes, they're supposed to be done at the end of June. Yes, because we are supposed to close at the end of June, so we are right there. We
Okay.
are right at the finish line here.
Well, I would assume that they would behoove them to finish it up if they want to sell you the house and close on it, because you won't get occupancy until that is completely complete.
And we don't
So.
want occupancy until it's fixed
Yeah.
and signed off with a
Right.
5-year warranty.
And no, I don't mean to be mean, but I'm likely going to ask for that to be re-engineered or looked at by a different engineer, because I don't...
We're gonna go right back to...
Okay.
It's my yard.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Ms. Seacoast's floor, but.
Yeah, it's just my yard. I want to protect my yard. We're never going anywhere. We've lived there for 20 years. I've lived in this town for 40 years. I'm not going anywhere. So I want to make sure that it is the best fix, and I'm never here again because I don't like being here. So, I got...
So where are we at with it? Just
Nowhere.
waiting on them to come out? Just waiting on them to come out to finish it? That's where we're at.
Yeah, and again, the story I get that she's heard 17,000 times, they're waiting for it to dry out to do it. He said that they need 2 days, and I agree 100% that there's been opportunities with 2 dry days. I don't disagree with that.
Can I ask why they continue to get approval to keep moving forward with the house? It's not nice enough to fix the issue, but it's nice enough to keep going. That doesn't make any sense to me. This is...
I don't know what approvals they continue to get, to be honest with you. They have a building permit.
Well, no, the green, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, but there will be no final inspection to even get the occupancy until that stuff is done. And Steiner's, and everybody is fully aware of that.
They get green tags when certain phases of the house construction is completed and okayed.
Right, and then at the beginning of this, I know Tim's sick of me referencing this, but he sat at a meeting and said that they weren't even gonna get a backfill inspection. They're not even gonna fill a wall if they don't fix that. But it continued to get built. continued to go on. It's extremely frustrating. If it was your home.
I understand your frustration. I was so frustrated with Monty Watt when he kept coming in here thumbing his nose at everybody. And
Monty got away with it.
Oh, I know he did. I know he
did.
did. And we did everything in our power at the time, I thought, to protect people like the consumer and you from him.
Right. No, well, no. Steiner bought that lot sight unseen, I guess. I mean, I guess they didn't see it. It's huge. I don't know how you
Well,
did it.
I mean, it's unfortunate for the
Right.
for the family who's purchased the lot now and has all these headaches. It's certainly unfortunate for you and your husband.
Steiner has purchased a lot. They're not there yet. I have lived in this town for 40 years, paying my taxes, being a productive citizen.
I understand. If there was
It's ridiculous.
anything that we could have held on Monty to make sure that work got done, the only opportunity we
But
had.
now we could hold Steiner.
Well, we're going to. We have to.
Right. But
So-
you have to understand how I feel. I don't trust anyone.
I absolutely understand your concerns, and I've been involved with this for damn near a decade.
Yeah.
So, it's frustrating to me how people sometimes operate.
Okay.
But there's only,
There's nothing that can be figured out.
people wonder why we do maintenance bonds and performance bonds and things of that nature, and developers will cry about it. They have to put up all that money to so we can make sure that they do. We didn't have that opportunity with your subdivision.
We put a little note at the bottom of the permit.
We put, I think we put something on the deed.
No, there's something on the permit that says,
No occupancy.
that was done, but there was no bond taken in place, and why wasn't that in front of the plan commission?
Well, there's a bond now.
Now, because
And
I had to
there-
come
and
in here and
there's-
scream, all about, and look nuts.
So there's multiple levels of protection here. If that doesn't get done, and the folks in the back are living in the house and it's not done, you can sit up here and call us liars, but and I would welcome you to do that, because we would be liars, but there's protections in place in order to make sure that it gets complete for you. And, I mean, you have my word personally that it's gonna get done before they move in, and those folks aren't gonna wanna move in until that gets
I
done
know,
either.
because then it becomes between us, and it's already started, I mean, is this how people should, they're new neighbors, it
No.
should start that way. You know, everybody knows everyone in our neighborhood, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous, it is, and we don't even speak to each other, because I'm sure you think it's me, and I think it's you, but really, it's whatever Steiner's being allowed to do is what they do, whatever they can get away with is what they get away with. And I don't blame them. If they're getting, permission left and right, of course they're gonna do whatever they can do. But no one's holding them to anything.
We do, we have.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, you have to understand why I'm so I don't trust anybody with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in your shoes, but I know you've been giving it time, but there's things in place that will be safeguards to make sure that gets done. And if they want to sell the house, and they want to close on it in the next 30 days or 45 days, or whatever it is, they're gonna have to do it.
I'm sitting down. I'm tired.
With all this hearsay going back and forth, and everybody knows this has been going on for 10 years, who's the single point of contact that's gonna be responsible from this day forward?
Make sure that gets done?
Yep. I'm gonna ask that question. Who is going to be the single point of contact to handle this? It's been spread across every board, every town member knows about this. I want a single point of
It's still
contact.
gonna be me, Larry.
Okay, we've been hearing this, Tim, for how long? And it keeps getting kicked down the can.
I don't know what
The
to
can
tell you,
keeps getting
but
kicked down the road.
I have to look at the whole thing as a whole, and I
I'm
feel like,
looking at it as a
I've
whole,
done
too.
absolutely 100% the best I can for both parties involved.
But we
And that's
keep
still
giving
the
them
way it is.
a green, we keep passing the permit. It wasn't supposed to get backfilled, it wasn't supposed to have this, it wasn't supposed to have that, and it keeps happening. I want a single point of contact and somebody that we can hold responsible
Well,
for.
Tim's the guy.
Okay.
He's
You're
here days and days.
Responsible for it. Yes, I have the whole time, I still do, yes, sir, 100%.
Because what I see is nothing's happening, and it's
Well,
getting real frustrating.
Not to cut you off, Larry,
I know.
but as the Morris has said, they have an expected closing date of June sometime.
We're not trying to push that out.
No, I completely understand that. But the banks, the builders, all of that stuff comes into play, and it all comes down to revision 4 being done, the guarantee and everything.
Well, we're still gonna look-
That'll never happen. So, with the closing, if those things aren't met. So, I could just assume that by the time...
We're done assuming.
Well, there's gonna be no final inspection. It's clear, no final inspection. So they couldn't even ask for occupancy because there will be no final inspection. Steiners understand that. The homeowners understand
Didn't Tim just say Eric didn't know anything about it?
No, it was Ryan.
Oh, Ryan?
He was not there that day.
Ryan did not
okay,
know,
but we
Ryan
met
just
with-
didn't know about the 5-year guarantee.
There you go.
That was just an added thing. But I was there and heard Mr.
I was
Steiner
too.
say numerous times that...
But we've had 3 weeks to get the letter, we don't have it.
The letter?
Yeah, the
Oh, okay.
guarantee.
Well, we have the
I'm
bond.
gonna assume this problem.
But this guarantee
This is an
is
added-
an addition.
yeah,
Another addition.
I'll give you an analogy, Mr. Goff. I've been getting people in summer winds that have been telling me, when's my road getting paid? When's my road getting paid? When's all this getting done? And I keep telling them, it's gonna get done, it's gonna get done. No, it's not gonna get done, it's not gonna get done. I said, there's surety there, it's gonna get done. I started getting text messages today with paving crews in summer winds. It got done, there's surety there to make sure they got the job done, and that's what we have on your family's property as well.
We'll see, because I don't see anything happening right now. And
If they don't do it, the town's gonna with their money.
And I'm not sure that,
Well,
there's enough
even
money
then,
there
Greg,
to do it.
if the town did it,
There's plenty of money.
there's still no letter that Dan Steiner said he would have and guarantee for 5 years.
because the town's gonna own this problem.
Dan Steiner and Desiree's husband Aaron shook on it in the ditch that day.
I like my opinion is I like the idea of the extra 5 years, but if our engineer's signing off on it and says that this is something that's gonna be sustainable, it's gonna work, I'm not so much worried about the 5 years personally, because I trust Luke and I trust Seabell. And they've never done us wrong in that regard, but the 5 years would be nice, but that...
It was unexpected.
He
Yeah.
committed to it.
He did.
He committed verbally, but we
And
got
it's also in
nothing.
Luke's report here. When you look at Luke's report, it's in that report that we received. It says the 5 years is in there.
Right, but we don't have, you don't have any, the
I
town...
understand we don't have anything, but I just wanted you to know it is reported in here too. So you not only have all of our work, it's on Christopher Burke's report also.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Hi.
Hello.
Linda Jameson, 13402 Madison Avenue.
Good evening.
Hi. I was here about a year ago about flooding problems in the back of my lot. And my property in summer winds backs up to on the west side, there's a fence, and then there's an industrial park in back of me. And I think my neighbor, Stevan, sent you pictures in an email.
Yeah, I've been in constant communication with him, yes.
So his property floods, mine is worse. I've got this business in back of me that built a parking lot on the easement on their side. And it's up about over a foot off the ground, encased by concrete with asphalt. And when we first moved in 4 years ago, it was not bad. We did not get flooding. But year after year, there's more flooding. Now there's a big, our fence used to be on the ground. Now you could see all along how the ground has sunk and the fence is up. So 2 years ago, Mr. Oliphant, the engineer, and a couple other guys came out, looked at that, talk. No one ever came back. Last year, I came and asked about this business in back of us, and somebody was going to look into it. Nobody ever came around to check again about the drainage issues. So we've been doing this for 2 years.
What's the
asking
business?
about- I don't know. It's some
It's,
kind of steel
Turnquist
fabric.
building.
What is it?
Larry Turnquist building there.
Larry Turnquist's building was there before the subdivision was there.
Yes. But once all the development was going on in summer winds, even the retention pond in McAllister's side of the fence, is a lot fuller now. the more houses that got built out in there. Tim, do you know when Tim King, I spoke with Tim King not too long ago. Him and I took a walk, along the south side of the fence. There is an outlet pipe, in that retention pond in the northeast corner of the pond. I know that for a fact because when I was renting out that building, I knew exactly where it was because the pond would almost dry out. Now it's probably like feet underwater. Tim was supposed to go out there with the crew and some waders and check to see the pipe that's there, but if anything, that's on the west side and everything still flows that way and around and down in through the ditches and eventually ends up going more east. So I don't know what...
There's definitely, I mean, between the development and the issues in the industrial park, the parking lot's raised up, the catch basin is 2 feet above the ground of the property to the north. There's some issues back there. Obviously, the drainage issues in the back of the properties. I mean, I've gone there right after it rained and there was, 3 or 4 inches of water in there and
the water drains for 2 weeks after a rain. My husband has a hose. He had it because the utility box is right there and it floods. It's all flooded. He put a hole between the fence and the utility without, when we had the flags up, and he runs a hose to the storm sewer that's between the yards in the back. Otherwise, we have stagnant water that doesn't go anywhere. This boxcar they have that's on the property right up at the edge of the parking lot is loaded with wasp nests. And I think our property gets most of the stagnant water. Next door, Sevens, it drains right, they regraded his lawn, I think 2 summers ago, and the rainwater drains right across his lawn. The storm sewer isn't like at the back of the lot, it's like right at the back of our houses, between the houses. Nothing drains into that storm sewer, like from the east part.
I guess the question is, how is that in the back there between the fence in their houses? Because in theory, it's supposed to flow to the south, and then before it gets to Beacon West, it heads east there between Summer Winds and...
Well, the task that Tim King, when you seen Tim King out there, the task that I gave him was to try to find where that detention pond was tied into Summer Winds drainage, because that used to just drain overland flow. That pond used to drain out into the Summer Winds property, just drain. So somehow Summer Winds tied that detention pond drain into the drainage system. I don't know if something's clogged up or there's something been going on there. And just like he said, that pond used to go down to almost nothing, and now you go by it.
It's almost always full.
It's almost always, after it rains, it's full to the top, and it may only go down 18 inches, and it takes forever.
Like, so my retention pond, I'm just to the south of there. It goes to where Beacon West is now. Used to just drain through the field, over to Sleepy Hollow Ditch and out that way. But then once Beacon West, Centennial side, put in their storm thing, they tied into my retention pond outlet, and it flows through there, then goes all the way to the south retention pond, up, over, and around. But the pond to the north, because mine fills up, stays like knee-deep for a couple of days, it's got restrictors in it, it's metered flow out as designed, but the one to the north,
Where is the retention pond to the north? North of my house?
No, it's just to the...
Oh, south of my house.
Yeah, southwest.
That seems so far for the water from the property on our street to drain to.
There's nothing in the engineered plans that shows where they tied in?
Yes, but we haven't been able to find it. That's the problem.
So there was a pipe here?
I mean, this has been on the radar now for probably 2 years, but
Yeah.
now that this Summer Winds is coming to an end, that's why I had him out there trying to figure out exactly where that is. And I don't know if that manhole got buried somewhere in that field that's not built on or what, but we're trying to find.
Well, yeah,
There is
ma'am,
a pipe in
So my
the
point
pond
is the
that
charge goes this
lets
way,
the water
there,
out,
it
correct?
flows this way.
That pipe is in there, but we're,
And
I
could
don't
it
know
be,
where,
could it be, you don't know where it goes?
it could be plugged up, but I don't know. I think that wherever it's tied into the system, we've been out there a few times, and I think that manhole or that structure is buried somewhere in that field.
just,
So,
and ma'am, you're
we're working on it.
you're already aware of it, that Stevin's been in communication with me probably for the better part of 2 years.
Mhm.
And we even had that put on the punch list for summer winds in case that was a developer issue. But
Mm-hmm.
as Tim stated, it is on the radar to figure out what's going on there, because it's
We better
impacting you.
find out, because their
Well,
bonds are
with
expired.
With the water mostly coming, like, we're the only ones actually draining water. And even after it rains, the water's coming from that industrial property through that hose.
It's just
Even after
probably
ours
back-
is pretty dried up. So you don't think this 2-foot-high parking lot has anything to do with it?
Everything flows from the west, so even by the softball fields and everything over there flows underneath the viaduct, under the railroad tracks, behind Ozinga in McAllister's, between Ozinga's and McAllister's, along the north side of my lot, around me and through into Beacon West. So
this
everything,
water's not flowing west.
Right, and I'm pretty sure.
it flows from the
It's flowing
west.
to my property.
No, but I'm saying everything flows from the west to the east to the lake over there.
To the east, to the lake, but the water's not going.
Well, that's why I'm wondering,
No, that parking lot, I believe that I went back and started looking into that before, but I think when they put those chem barrels or whatever at the Turnquest property, they were supposed to keep that 15-foot easement clear, and they did. But
That
I
was
think-
with the previous
I think-
renters
And I think
before.
over the time, they scooted them blocks back to the fence and built up the parking lot, like she's saying, 2 feet, which isn't helping matters. I mean, that should
You can't
probably
even
be.
get through there, and I don't know
Probably
who
should be.
maintains that
Huh?
property.
What they build the parking lot up with?
No,
Was
it's
out
just gravel
about a month
parking.
ago with trucks to cut down the small trees that were growing on the easement, but
Hmm?
when I've called them, they said
Gravel
that's
don't
not
hold
their
water.
responsibility to, like,
No, I know it doesn't. I'm
get
just-
rid of
that's
all
what I'm
the
thinking.
stuff that's growing back there.
And why does he have to build this parking lot up?
So it is something that the department's aware of, and it is something they're working on, and I know how these things are, Tim. Sometimes you're searching, sometimes you gotta get a machine out there and start digging.
Well, and again, it's just, the most important thing of the day, I guess, but yeah, and like Greg said, we're to the point, that's why I had Tim out there, because it's coming to the point where they're trying to get their list done, and that's been on the list. Whether they need to find it, or, I had TJ and Luke both out there again. Don was out there 2 years ago, and we just never, it was on the plans, and we know approximately where it is, but we had, those guys mow that whole lot down and took a metal detector and tried to find it, and we still, like you said, we're to the point where we gotta go to that outlet there and dig it up and actually put eyes on it.
Yeah.
What about damming up the water so you can get it away from the drain and get in there, and could you run a
No.
camera through the drain?
That pond is about 9 foot deep in the center on a normal year, and I guarantee it's probably 11 to 12 foot right now.
Can we pump the water somewhere else to get it out of there?
To Rich's, or to this lady's.
So.
Yeah, the answer is yes.
So it is on a list to get taken care of. Everybody's aware of it. So you live right next door to Steven?
Yeah, I live to the south of town.
Okay.
But
All
you're
right.
saying that pond, which you're calling the north pond, is still south of my property?
Absolutely.
So
So the
the
parking
other
lot that's
yard-
raised is right adjacent to it, to the south.
It's right
Okay,
behind their house.
Yeah.
because the other yards south of me do not flood like mine.
What was your address again?
13402 Madison
02.
Avenue.
Okay. Yeah, so she's at the very north end of Turnquest lot. Yeah.
It is something that we're aware of, and Tim, you're confident it's gonna get fixed, it's just a matter of finding the pipe, right?
I believe once we find the pipe, that's gonna help the problem, and I also think that the alley or the drainage easement behind the fence needs to be cleaned up some also,
Okay, how do we nudge them to do that?
all the way along there, huh?
How do we nudge them to do that? That's on the other side of the
We're gonna have to
fence.
nudge the industrial people to clean up their side and then find out where that pond is. If we don't find out where the pond's tied in first, it's not gonna matter, because that pond is
Draining.
no
I mean,
longer
there's a pipe under the road on the far northwest corner of that pond that comes from McAllister's Pond on the west side of Industrial Drive, so it comes under the road, goes to that pond, and then...
Can you share your contact information with Tim? Would you mind getting that, and
I
that
have
you
her
can keep?
husband's number, and I know that your neighbor next door, but give me, you can go ahead right now.
134.
You don't need to say it in public, you
No.
gotta give me your phone number.
Go
Yeah,
over
just
there
go
and write
tell
it
him.
down.
Yeah, you're welcome, yeah. Anyone else for public comment? Last call, anybody online, Ms. Sandberg?
No attendees.
Okay, public comment is now closed. Our next meeting will be Tuesday, June 2nd, 2026, to follow the Redevelopment Commission meeting, which is at 6:30. Everybody have a good evening.